What is up, everybody? This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co host, Andrew Don't Get It Twisted Lapache. And this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you once more for stopping by on this lovely Sunday evening. Boy, what a weekend it was. I appreciate you guys as always. Sometimes we try recording Sunday morning, sometimes we do it Sunday evenings. In this particular case, we're going to go with the evening because of our schedules. But as always, we appreciate you guys' patience. Thank you for stopping by. Boy, do we have quite a bit to talk about. We are less than 24 hours removed from quite a spectacular, sizzling, or as Max Kellerman likes to call it, scintillating fight between Xander Zayas, putting his two 154-pound championships on the line against Boots Ennis, Duran Boots Ennis. We're going to be talking about the results of that fight, what we thought about, of course, what we thought about that crazy ass third round, and the aftermath, taking a look at what's going to happen to either one of these guys now that they had this fight, this crossroad. They met at this intersection in their careers. On top of that, we're going to be talking about other fighters' reactions because, immediately people went to social media, right? And they went ahead and throw in their 2 cents as to what they saw last night. So we're going to make sure to go by, check their social media accounts and see what the hell they had to say, their posts, I should say. That's going to pretty much just take the majority, kick off not the show, and have be the majority of the show really, because we got plenty to talk about there as far as what we got on our minds about that. A lot of news dropping yesterday. Usyk decided to relinquish all of his championships. The unified, two-time undisputed heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk has officially dropped all of his championship belts. And during the broadcast, Eddie Hearn casually happens to drop. Most likely the reason why that he drops those belts. We're going to be talking about that and what ramifications that could be mean, I guess, for the heavyweight division, and figure out exactly what's going through Usyk's mind here by dropping all these belts. But yeah, we're going to talk about that, of course. More news. Mike Coppinger has said that reported that we're not going to get Canelo in September, Canelo versus Christian Mibilli, but rather October. Well, damn. All right, that pushes the whole back a whole month and a half. I think they said late October. For some reason, and maybe you guys can catch me on this, but I don't remember them mentioning why. Like what the reason behind that is, but I guess we can throw in our 2 cents and our speculation as to what might have happened that to cause the date change. As we understand, it's still going to be in Saudi Arabia, but we're gonna check that out and see what the hell's going on there. And then again, more Mike Coppinger breaking news. It seems as though Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero have come to a verbal agreement to meet. The date is pending, but it looks like they might have already at least decided on a date and even a venue, or at least a city, a hosting city. We're going to be talking about that, of course, and we briefly mentioned it on the last show, but we're going to be talking about it in more detail there. And then Turkey, Sheikh, the sad news of Turkey and his health issues. It sounds as though he wants to get some sort of peace summit, peace meeting going amongst all the promoters to try to get everybody on the same page before before he loses his marbles, before he loses his functions, and so forth. But if you ask one Eddie Hearn, he doesn't sound very excited about it. So we're gonna be checking that out and throwing in our 2 cents on how it's gonna turn out, because apparently it's gonna happen this week. All right. Okay, and as always, before we get started on the show, a quick word from our sponsor, our channel sponsor, Health E Sol, or Health Y Sol. Make sure to check them out. If you happen to find anything you might want to try, make sure to use the code at checkout MADBoxing10 and get 10% off of your purchase. Or make sure to follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and get the same 10% off. As I always say, lavender patchouli is my favorite scent. So make sure to give them a try. It is a relatively inexpensive way to support the channel. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, and share. We always appreciate it. All right. So We are officially within, well, not really fight week, but I guess holiday week, right? Next weekend is the 4th of July, and there's gonna be some stuff going on, right? But we got some fireworks last night, 1 week before the 4th of July, on this DAZN pay-per-view. Xander Zayas put his WBO and WBA championships of 154-pound titles on the line against Jaron Boots Ennis. And by all accounts, he didn't need to take this fight. He could have fought another opponent, and it could have been a slightly, easier. I guess we can use the word easier opponent. And that's not the kind of person that Xander is. A lot of credit to him for taking the fight, of course, putting his belts on the line, and everybody's giving him a lot of credit, right, for it. And if you guys didn't check out the results already, Jaron Boots Ennis defeated Xander Zayas by, I guess, his corner stoppage at the corner is throwing the towel, as I guess that's considered a TKO, and secured himself 2 championships at 154 pounds. This is his second weight class that he's a champion at now, and it really puts him at the top of the heap. We were kind of sort of looked at Sebastian Fundora, who at one point had 2 belts, but ultimately dropped one to fight Tim Tszyu in the rematch, and now they've landed on Jaron Boots Ennis, and he now is the unified champ at 154-pound. And hell, you know what? We might even say he's the number one dude in the weight class. I mean, he's got 2 belts, right? And he beat a young Xander Zayas. What a fight. It was good. Right off the bat, man, you can really see the speed difference. Like right off the bat, you see it. Just the jab. Immediately with the jab, he catches Xander, right off the bat with a boatload of jabs from the beginning. And even drops him in the first round. When Zayas goes down, I was a little concerned, obviously because he goes down, but I can see that his face still looked kind of clear. His eyes look clear. It wasn't like he was really stunned. He just kind of got tagged, maybe a little cold. He drops, and usually, sometimes the more inexperienced fighters will stand back up immediately, and he didn't. He kind of took his time. He took his the 8 count, right, took some deep breaths to make sure that he was okay before he stood back up, and he was okay for the rest of the round, but still getting tagged. And then we got that crazy ass third round where he really hurt Ennis. He had him wobbling, not just wobbling, but also clinching and holding, and it looked like he really had Jaron like right on the verge of taking him out. And I gotta be honest, when I was seeing that, I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna do it. He is gonna do it. I can't believe. And many insiders have said this before about Ennis. Their resumes were pretty thin, including Ennis himself. But like, if he were to have lost to Zayas, then we would have all thought like, oh yeah, total hype job, nothing major there, right? But Jaron, to his credit, he took the shots, even with trimming his beard, which that was kind of what was going on, right? And ultimately survived that round and finished Zayas, I believe, in the 7th round is where he ultimately stopped him. A lot of credit once more to Xander. He was asked about this after the fight in the interview, possibly moving up to 160 pounds. A lot of people were talking about how much he drops to make 154, and to Zayas' credit, he didn't want to make that an excuse. He was like, no, he beat me today. That's what it is. I'm not going to come out and say, oh yeah, it was the weight, and I'm going to move up to 160 next, yada yada. Right? He didn't go that route. He said he beat me fair and square. I don't know if I'm going to go up to 160 or stay at 154 pounds. And then Ennis himself was asked similar questions. We'll get to what happens afterwards here, but let me go ahead and bring in my co-host here, Andrew. Okay. What did you see in this fight, right? What did you think of both of their performances? In particular, of course, Jaron Ennis, because he did come away with the victory. So, what did you see last night?
What's up, Miguel? You know, when we talked about this fight earlier in the week, last week, I had brought up the fact that there was a lot of unknown going into this. Both guys, not hard opposition, both around the same caliber of opposition, around a B minus, I would say at best. didn't really have that fight that showed who they were, right? And we were going to learn a lot of that last night with them facing each other. I learned a little, but I think I'm still a little unknown on both of these guys. It was a great fight, but the questions are even bigger now than they were going in, right? We were hoping to have somewhat of a clear-cut winner, someone we could put on the pound-for-pound ranking and move on with the junior middleweight division, right? Or that was the news that was coming around. The winner of this fight, most likely, going to hit the pound-for-pound list, might be the man, blah, 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 right? I don't think either guy looked, obviously, Zayas did not look pound for pound, and I'll get to Zayas. But Boots, I mean, come on. That round 3 is not pound for pound at all. You know, head looking at the lights, I think 3 times during this fight. Lack of defense on the inside. Zayas got caught up in, trying to hit the home run. Look, that's a question he's gonna have to answer. I'll stick with Boots for right now. Boots' power looked great. That's what won him this fight. Everything else is suspect, dude. All right, the chin. I think we know why Boots is walking around with the 4-inch beard on him now.
Right. Yeah.
Right, because they made him cut it. If they didn't make him cut it, he would have went out there with the beard he had on at the weigh-in, or the what was it going to be, the final presser, and that thing was pretty big. That's why they were like, "Hey, when's enough?" And seriously, honestly, I think if a guy doesn't bring a history of why they want, I guess you can't even say a history of his religion, because what if he just turned, right? That's going to be the loophole. Oh, well, yesterday is when I started. I don't think it's fair that we've gotten out of control with these beards. Never was like that before in boxing. Boxing, you could never rock a beard like that back in the day. And if you did, that's because the other camp signed off on it or whatever. But most of the time, no, they made everyone trim. There was like measurements. I know it. I believe it had something to do with religion, dude. That's how they flipped this whole thing. Someone went, "Oh no, it's my religion," and now all of a sudden everyone has, gets to wear these big old things at the bottom of their chin. And you know what? Was it? Maybe it was Mora. Sergio Mora was saying it's an optical illusion. Did you hear about that?
Oh, an optical illusion. Oh,
yes.
Like it's kind of like you can't see the chin, or what?
Well, yeah, you're aiming lower than where the chin's at, because you think that little nub there is the chin, and you're going right above it. So never thought of that side of it, right? But that's absolutely there. That's absolutely could be something that's going on. I don't like it. So we know why he's wearing the beard. Did anyone notice the ton of gasoline? There we go again. Vaseline. Remember, it's been
yes.
I mean, have you ever seen
on
someone
the forehead?
Have you ever seen someone change their complexion with Vaseline, dude?
I want to say Evander Holyfield, I saw do it once, but they made him wipe it off. I think that's the last time I remember seeing
exactly. That was on the left hook. The punch that I said would be, you seen what they did to the left side of that man's face, or the right side, excuse me, of his face. That was insane. So here you have a beard out here. We have half of your face is white. It's like, bro, what's going on right now? Like, that's not pound for pound at all. They're scared of there's something there. But his power is awesome. That dog, who was it? Bradley kept saying he got that dog in him, dog, and the dog was definitely there. Unfortunately, being a dog doesn't mean you're a pound for pound fighter, right? You outthrew the young man. You beat him up on this one. I don't have you a favorite against any of the guys you're talking about fighting next. Leave Crawford out your fucking mouth. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's almost embarrassing. With that performance that you put in, I know the Boots fans are going to go, "What? He got a knockout." Stop it. That was a rock'em sock'em fight. He was in the ring with a guy who did not move his head. Terrence would have knocked out Zayas in fucking 2 rounds, bro. The young man does not move his head. Okay, so stop it with, "Oh, but he knocked him out in 6." The other guys might have knocked him out earlier and never been touched doing it. Okay, so that's the difference between Boots and Crawford, and Boots and Ortiz, and Boots and Fundora right now. All right, especially Fundora. He's got that leverage on those shots. You're over there, dude. Do you have neck? You better start doing some neck muscles, because that head looked like it was on a swivel a few times, bro. Like, seriously. But he won. Not pound for pound. I'm sorry, he's not on my pound for pound ranking this morning, though. That it wasn't that impressive, because Zayas wasn't that impressive. Dude, deer in headlights, one-dimensional, over his head. Which one do you want to put his name under? Because he fits in all of them. You know what he reminded me of last night in that 4th round after the 3rd? Trinidad Vargas.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. You know what? They were really close to age too. Like,
Yeah.
Trinidad was around 29, and I think what's his name? Boots was 28, and then 23 was Zayas, and around there also was Vargas. I was a little concerned about that too. I'm glad that ultimately the fight was stopped there and they didn't go the full 12 rounds, because we saw what did happen to Vargas afterwards against Trinidad. So, hopefully that I was kind of hoping that didn't happen to him after seeing how Ennis came back after that 3rd round. But I saw that, and the ass whooping that he was taking. I mean, the referee went up to him, to his corner, and said, "Yo, I'm not gonna let you take that much." Thank God. So, ultimately, it was stopped at the right time. But I did think exactly that too.
And unfortunately, I did not think they should have stopped it. I think they needed to change his game plan, and that's something his corner really lacked. I don't know if his corner lacked it, or if Zayas just wasn't paying attention. But he kept trying to beat fire with fire, dude, and he did not have to, bro. He was hitting him with the 1s, the 2s, the hooks. He was doing fine when he just calmed the fuck down. This guy, you can catch this guy. His reflexes suck. He should not have his hands down, but he does. So play with it. Don't just hit fire with fire. Bro, he was just walking right into the fire. Smile, that little smile on his face, no head movement, no step back. No, where was your setups? You know what I'm saying? Your angles, he had dude, it was Vargas, bro. Like, that was Vargas when he was young, right? All fucking balls, all man. He's not more Mexican than I am. That's what Zayas was trying to do last night with that whole, I'm bigger than him, I'm the Puerto Rican legend, I'm gonna just come in here and throw down. It almost won him the fight, like it did for Vargas. I mean, if you remember, HBO, I believe, has Vargas up, even with him being dropped. They either have him up in the 8th or 9th, or he brought it back to a draw or something on their scorecards. But he's winning rounds. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was just getting flatlined by Tito. He changes that fight when he starts to box.
Well, he drops Tito. He actually drops him on like, I think, the 4th round or something like that. So that helped him get the boost.
Get the boost back. Yeah, that's all. Man, if really, when Zayas was being more of a patient with his approach, he had way more success than when he was going full balls of the wall, because he has no defense, man. So you can get caught. You absolutely can get caught. It was I had no faith after dude. Even in the 3rd round, it's a great round, but when he's not able to finish it, and the next round, I think he comes back and does exactly, just staying in the pocket, exchanging punches. It's like, it's a matter of time before the hook lands, or the big shot from Ennis lands, and it does. Boom, drops him again. Zayas needs to learn patience and defense, or he will be this generation's Vargas really fast, and he's going to be out of here quick. They're going to use you because you're exciting as shit, and guess what? You don't move your fucking head. So I'm guessing about everyone in the industry called his manager yesterday about a comeback fight. he's probably the hottest kid right now in boxing, or his promotional company, Bob Arum. But definitely is probably the hottest kid because the fans are going to buy his next ticket. He's damn there. He's ready. He's there to fight, right? He's going to give us this whole hoopla about I'm not going to quit my next one. I'm going to do it all the way. Blah blah blah. So we're all going to buy in. It was an excellent, exciting fight. Wasn't an excellent technical fight. There wasn't a. It's been a while since I've seen a top ranked prospect get burnt out like that, blown out like that. That was pretty bad, you know. Matter of fact, I think that's why they had Vargas and they released him. That's hella funny that they're even working with Emmanuel. I'm not trying to jump off, but that must be kind of awkward, huh? That Emmanuel is now with Top Rank when Top Rank traded his dad.
Oh, Emiliano.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a little. I wonder if that's at the back of the head of Vargas, of Fernando. Like,
oh, how life would have been different, man.
Yeah. No kidding, huh? So if that third round hadn't gone down that way, what would we? I mean, I know everyone is already talking about Ennis and pound for pound, but like in your opinion, no, because specifically the way that third round looked. But if it didn't go that direction, even if he took to the seventh to stop him, would that been enough
to get him on the pound for pound?
Yeah.
Is Fundura already on it though?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That
starts coming into effect because he can't just leapfrog over Fundura, what he's been doing in this division too. And he looks like a scary monster himself the last time he was in the ring, right? So both of these guys were I don't want to call them hype jobs, but they didn't have that fight. They didn't have that fight that got him over the hump, dude. Neither guy, right? I don't know if beating the other guy that didn't have anyone that got you over the hump gets you over the hump. You know what I'm saying?
Two dudes with like crappy resumes beating the other guy still doesn't really make your resume any better necessarily.
Right. And so I'm just real interested on where they go from here. I wouldn't rush to put them on the pound. I know Eddie's on a rush to get boots there because they've been saying it for so long, but I didn't see it there last night. Even dude, just look at, and I know we're going to talk about it, but did anyone agree with him being pound for pound? Did you see anybody like, damn, scared of that? Oh, wow. Watch out, everyone. Like, why? Told you, boxing world, Boots is the real deal. No. As a matter of fact, all I seen was I'm going to knock him out. I'll fight him. I'll do this. Like, no,
yes, exactly, right? It was a target. Instead of being like, oh, shit, watch out. Now everybody's like, can I get him next? Can I get him next?
Yeah. You might even give him the A side, right? Just to get the two belts, Yeah.
So,
look, he took the shots. He was able to stay on his feet. But he really did that with a very low IQ fight. There wasn't a lot of just boxing knowledge being done by Zayas in there. He's basically just coming forward with the same combo, man. That was another thing. He was kind of just throwing the same punches over and over and over. Look, Zayas obviously is one of those guys that he's been getting away with a lot fighting the lower, opponents, the lower opposition. He's been getting away with a lot, probably more than I should have seen more of that than I did, because I did put money on Zayas. I was really going off of the pedigree of Top Rank. Top Rank rarely lets me down. But last night, that kid did not look ready at all. And I don't know if it's who it is that's been guiding Zayas' career, but great job at protecting him. But you did not have him or his corner ready for this fight at all.
Yeah. I mentioned this before. We don't want, if I want to give the fighters their credit for facing one another, and whoever wins, without trying to come up with excuses. But it looked like he looked inexperienced. It almost like he wasn't able to. Zayas, I'm talking about, when he had Boots hurt, like he couldn't get that last punch to finish him. I don't know what do you think he could have done differently in that third round to be able to get, because he had him wobbled. He was kind of flopping around. Of course, obviously the head snapped back on that straight left or right, I think it was, and then Boots was holding a lot, right, trying to basically shake off the cobwebs. What could Xander have done differently in that round to maybe have gotten the stoppage?
I'd have to look at it again to give you blow by blow, but I'm gonna say I wanted him to be more patient. He was in my eyes, he was the bigger fighter. His punches at that point seemed to be doing more damage when they landed than when Boots hit him. Granted, now when Boots hit him that one time, it dropped him, 3 times probably, that one shot. So there were those moments where it was like, well, fuck, he did seem like he was hurting him more, but now he's on the ground and Boots isn't. So, it is what it is. But as the fight was playing out, it really did seem like Zayas was doing fine when he was just patient, had his distance, throwing his arms at the a far reach, not crowding himself, not trying to get in the inside, forcing that left hook. I know they seen something with Boots keeping his right hand down, right? They seen something, because it was constantly the hit and catch and counter, catch and counter. He kept trying to do that in the first 2 rounds. It was kind of annoying. Like, bro, you are forcing the left hook right now. Calm down, fucking throw your punches and let the left come with the mix. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be, oh, no, this is what we seen, though. Here it comes. And he just kept trying to force that catch and counter fucking hook on Ennis. So, no, I'm going to say most of the time I'm like, no, take him to the ropes and smash him. No, because he has no head movement, because he's fucking a deer in headlights as he's throwing his punches. No, let's not go balls to the walls. Let's stay back and just break this smaller fighter down with just good combination placement. So that's what I would have said to him. Just let the thing naturally happen. Don't force it. It wasn't his last moment, and he treated that like it was his last moment, and he just kept getting caught, because I don't think he really gave a damn about his last, 23 opponents, their offense, dude. Like, you see the one time where he even talked to the ref mid-fight and fucking Ennis whacked him, and he looked at Ennis again like, oh, shit, why'd you punch me? Like, bro, that's not Joe Blow from Top Rank's bottom shelf. You know what I'm saying? He's a champ, dude. You got to protect yourself at all times. That even happened to him. You could see that in round 2 or 3. He tries to talk to the ref about something, and Ennis takes the opportunity to smack him. And he should. You should not be talking to the ref. Now, I get it. When you're a top ranked card on a top ranked night and everything's going your way, yeah, you probably talk to the ref, your corner, and everybody during the fight. But not when you're in the ring with someone who's got the same resume as you, or you know what I'm saying, the same credibility as you. What is it? Respect as you have. The ref isn't going to be like, oh no, don't hit him. He's going to say protect yourself at all times. That's your fault, man. So I seen that in there. His biggest problem was the lack of a plan B, the lack of a step back, the lack of an angle. Like, I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? Why is this kid just coming forward? Like, he just kept trying to will himself that he was going to beat Ennis that way. And Ennis he kept catching him with them perfect shots, man. Good fight. It was a good fight. Very entertaining fight. But yeah, Zayas has a lot of work. He won't be here long if that's going to be his game plan here on out.
Yeah, I remember Ennis switching to southpaw pretty early on. He switched back. Do you think that worked? Like, I mean, did that really confuse? It didn't seem like it. Maybe like I was missing something that ultimately at the end, he was able to finish him. But I don't think that had. I mean, maybe that was part of the game plan, right? But I'm not sure that worked at all.
That's a good catch. No, he actually confused himself, and DAZN commented on that. I forget what it probably was Mora, but someone says he needs to stop going back and forth, or he's going to find himself being sloppy and getting caught out of position. And he did. That's why they mentioned it, because it was like Boots almost forgot. Oh shit, which way am I supposed to go? mid transition, right? He like forgot which way he wanted to go. So yeah, I've never been a fan of that. We know it's getting hotter because Terrence Crawford has been really doing that lately. So I even see it in the gyms. A lot of the kids are trying to switch from left to right like that. So it's something that's happening now. But no, once you probably see someone get beat up pretty bad because they're doing that, it'll probably go away. It'll be one of those things. Only special fighters are supposed to be doing that. You know what I mean? It's not made for everyone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's what it is. Everybody thinks they're special, right? I mean, they think they can get away with it, and it looks like Ennis himself thought he can pull that shit off too. And they did kind of give him a little bit of credit, like because they said that he does fight also well in the other stance, but it seemed as though he switched back and forth a few times during the fight here. So he ends up getting stopped, right? I'm talking about Zayas. I initially thought that maybe. Well, here's the thing. The corner threw in the towel, right? That's what they're saying. Did he look at his corner and say, "Yeah, go ahead and do it," and then they fucking did it, or like, did they just gonna do it? And he was like, "Yeah, I guess you're right," kind of thing. Like, I don't know if that's what it was. I could have sworn it was the corner that threw the towel in.
To me, it doesn't matter because of the joy that was on Zayas' face as he seen them throwing the towel.
So he's like, I'm really,
thanks, you guys. Hey, good night. It was like he didn't want it, bro. He didn't want any part of it. So
you like look at the players like, oh, that's a tough guy, right? Okay, throw it down. I'm done. Gotta go to the showers.
They were right. 23, too young. Gotta go.
Yeah, he did. What is it like? Yep. I guess they were right. All right, throw it down. Fuck it. Call it a day.
So that's it. Really doesn't matter if he told him to do it or not. The joy on his face kind of tells the story that he kind of quit mentally. He wanted out. So that's not good on his part.
That is true, because he gets up afterwards, right? And then a few moments later, I want to say he goes to congratulate Ennis, and then he starts like doing his round circles around, like like raising his hands to the crowd, like, "Yo, you lost, fool." I mean, I'm not saying like go to your corner and cry. I'm not saying that, but like it looked like physically he was fine, but for him to like get up and to do that, it looks like it was up here that he fucking was looking for the door, not so much physically.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think there was a little bit too much credit given on the age and him wanting this fight and how he should have waited. No, he should have been, anything when he won his titles, he should have been put in fights that were meaningful, right? That actually gave him growth. Because when you become a unified, you should expect a fight like this coming down the pipeline quickly. When you're unified, when you own 2 of the 4 fucking titles, we're going to sit back and go, "Oh, wow, we're really racing this guy."
Yeah.
What? To act like he was the first 23-year-old to get in the ring with someone in their prime, dead in their prime. It was just, to me, as boxing's gotten soft on that part. If anything, we want like the Jake Pauls of the world saying, no, we want more 23-year-olds out here going, no, give me the best guy. Put me in with the best. I want to be the best, right? That's how you either show that you are him, or you at least get your shot at it and you move on. You know what I'm saying? But to tell a guy, no, we're going to wait 5 years. No, 23. Why don't you wait until you're 28 like Ennis? Who the fuck wants to watch Zayas fight for 5 more years and not be in a legit fight?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I know I and a lot of other people were, and maybe even Bob Arum himself, hoping that he would be the next Miguel Cotto, right? Because he wanted to have the next Puerto Rican champ out of there. And to Zayas' credit, he never once said it himself. He's like, "No, let me just be me. I ain't trying to beat these other dudes." But we all had that pressure on him, because I thought he was going to be. I mean, I even thought they dropped the ball by not doing the fight in MSG, thinking like, shit, if he gets the job done, fuck, this dude is a fucking superstar. Well, he didn't, so maybe it was good that they didn't go to MSG. But when I think about some of Miguel Cotto's fights with DeMarcus Corley and Ricardo Torres, he fucking came back. He was, I think, 24-25 at the time. But it's like, he did it. He's not that. Zayas is not that, at least not yet. But this loss is going to hurt him. Yes, it does raise the stock for now. But when you look back at some of like the other Puerto Rican greats, you're like, yeah, shit. At 23, they were whooping ass.
Yeah, and if he's not it, don't get him 2 title shots then.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
It's just weird that we're talking like that about a unified champ. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
oh, he
And
should have
and Roy Jones
waited.
said that too. Roy Jones has said that too. It's like, no, fool, you're the champ. You got the belts. Fuck your age, homie. You're the champ.
That's right.
We can't be talking any less of you now with 2 titles.
That's right. That's right.
So a victory for Ennis. They interviewed him in the ring afterwards, right? And going specifically with Zayas first, they were talking about him, and I had already like read it online that he was already planning to move up to 160, win, lose, or draw. So that might be the direction that he's going to go next, because that's kind of where I'm heading towards next. You kind of talked about Ennis here for a second. I'll get to him in a moment, but for Zayas, it was this we know that Top Rank isn't in the best position right now, which is kind of sort of why they landed on DAZN. The deal with ESPN expired already, and they were kind of floundering a little bit trying to get on another platform, and ultimately they landed on DAZN. We talked about it in the past, maybe an act of desperation. Was this an act of desperation, you think, putting their guy there so quickly? Granted, he had the 2 belts, so that he was a champ, but like, were they maybe desperate to get back on top to say, yeah, we're Top Rank, we still got the best motherfuckers, and we're going to prove it with this guy? Was it kind of like too much, or did that look too desperate on their could this be interpreted as that?
No,
like too desperate to get another guy, another Manny, another Miguel Cotto, another one of those.
No, because now look, if Ennis was the unified champ and they were giving him the title shot at Ennis, then I would say yes, they were really rushing this kid. That's Canelo Mayweather all over again, right? But not the other way around. I'm sorry. Not when Zayas' name has been so many times attached to main events, fighting on ESPN, fighting on Top Rank cards. Like, he should have been further than what he was last night. His resume, undefeated record, Top Rank connection, and the fact that he had 2 titles, where was that work? I mean, yeah, it's a great 3rd round, but dude, that was more off of just raw power and heart. He was just coming forward, throwing his shots, and he finally landed them. But no, I would say that this was not forced. He should have been ready for Ennis. He almost dropped Ennis. Damn, there almost could have ended that fight probably in the 3rd round. He just didn't have the IQ to set up the punches to do it, or find the angle to get in. He didn't have enough, but that's not because of his age. That was just lack of discipline or lack of teaching on his corner side. Because I'm gonna be like Roy. I'm gonna keep on it, dude. 2-time champ. You can't be saying I'm young, I'm green, I'm still learning. Get those fucking titles up then, because you're a champion's a champion, dude. Right? Yeah. So that it's not a good look to be like, yeah, I was undisputed and young at the same night. Like, wait, what?
It's like, I lost my undisputed championship because I was really inexperienced. Like, what? You're the undisputed champ, homie. Like, you can't be saying that,
Can't lean on that too much. Exactly.
Yeah. I think Chris Mannix mentioned, him potentially moving up to 160, not being at 154 any longer. Xander, I'm saying, and he made a good point. Right now, the middleweights are kind of wide open. There's a whole bunch of. We have Johnny Beck out for a while because of the suspension, and then Laura kind of out there, right? Is kind of on the older side. Carlos Adames, those guys, like maybe not Adames right off the bat, but considering his lack of head movement, going up in weight class where guys hit harder. I mean, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be able to stay at 154, but the middleweight weight class is kind of wide open for him, right? I mean, he's still young. If he could just get that damn head movement going, he can make some major waves at 160.
Major waves, but not major money, and that makes me stay at 154. You got the 147 division that can move up. You have still multiple avenues at 154 that you can take on that's going to make good money. If I'm not having a problem, and I'm talking Zayas, if he's not having a problem making weight, then I stay at 154. It's a dead weight class at 160, dude. No, there's just no money there. It's all risk, no reward at all. And I'm sorry with the quietness of what's going on with Turkey. He's still another week has went by. Did you guys hear of any huge signings out of Riyadh? I didn't. I'm still waiting for that dude. Ryan was just on fucking a show saying he's fighting on September 12th again. When are they going to shut him up? Like, seriously, why does he keep announcing this shit like he's his own promoter? If I was Oscar, I'd get a little mad at some point. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. That's not your job.
He should have been mad. Like, I wonder, has anybody asked Oscar about this? Like, yo, are you going to tell Ryan to shut that shit down?
They didn't even call you. Like, how is there a fight on September 12th and Oscar's walking around saying they didn't even call me? Fucking weird. It's just weird. But no, another week has went by. We've had no major signings of the fights that were close to being signed, and we've got nothing. Not even a whiff of anything in the pipeline from Turkey. And granted, we know why, and I hope that all that works out for him. But I'm just talking boxing right now. Riyadh seems like it has really stopped. So yeah, I mean, we will see. We will see where this goes.
And as far as like Ennis goes, right? Okay, he's got himself 2 belts, and you mentioned something when you sent us me and our other very loyal listener a voice message. You used a specific word that I don't want to steal from you, so go ahead. Did we see what we thought we saw yesterday? By all means, let us have it. Did we see it or did we not see it?
Did we see what? Said, we'll see what.
I was 5 Modelo's in.
Yeah.
No. The blueprint. Did we see the blueprint to beat Ennis?
For the coaches, yeah, I think the coaches, the trainers, the guys out there that are looking for that weakness, yes. To the average Joe, probably not. They're probably like, dude, you see the power on that dude? Right? They're walking around saying he's pound for pound. But no, he lacks a lot, dude. He lacks a lot of the thing. He's trying to be someone he's not in all aspects, So the target's on his back now. Now he's not the dark horse of the division anymore. Now, like I said, I think his phone probably got lit up last night more than he's ever seen before in his life. He's probably like, what the fuck? I just won. I just knocked him out. Why is everybody calling me now? Everyone wants a piece of that now because they've seen someone who is very one-dimensional have a lot of success on landing shots. Can you imagine when you add a step back or a counter or a pullback or you know what I'm saying? Just like any of the little
somebody
tricks of the trade.
Who's got more head movement that will not take all those fucking punches.
Yeah, maybe roll into a counter, not just try to take it and then land one back, take it and land one back. Fucking rock 'em, sock 'em, bro. That's what I call it last night. I was like, dude, this is rock 'em, sock 'em. This isn't even. They're just fucking chunking right now, And Zayas was just not. He was just like this, like. It was like, dude, what are you doing, bro? He's gonna cap out.
Fucking. And it was funny to echo your sentiment about the blonde hair. Like that kind of made it worse, didn't it?
Yes,
like
it did.
See, it's like it's almost like wearing white gloves. You just see him all over the place. His hair just da 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 da. Every punch, even if the punch maybe didn't land as flush, it looks worse because the bright blonde hair just fucking shivers and trembles every single time. That might be hidden a little bit if you left your hair dark and you just couldn't see how well those punches were landing. But when you have bright blonde hair, you can't miss it. You see it shake all the damn time. Almost it's like it sways the referees or the judges to like, oh shit, yeah, that punch landed. Oh shit, yeah, that punch landed.
I definitely seen that too with the hair. Yep. It was showing a little bit too much.
Yeah. So now it seems as though everybody is calling up Eddie and John trying to get that fight going. Of course, the reactions from a lot of other people, of course, primarily Virgil Ortiz, right? Um, it's crazy how now as this fight approached, magically we might have peace between Ortiz and De La Hoya, and now he's back in all of a sudden, right? No more than a month ago, we were like, when the shit's what's going to happen? We're expecting the next hearing to be in July, but sure enough, as this fight approached, now things are already okay, or at least headed in that direction, and Ortiz is quote unquote back because really Ortiz has been quiet for a long time, right? We haven't heard of the motherfucker until last night, at least. These are a couple of his tweets, or X, as they call him. I'm sleeping, Jerron. Saying like, I'm gonna sleep this motherfucker. I'm sleeping his ass. Um, if I get him, what? Oh yeah, if I get him like that, I promise you, I'm gonna get him out of there. He says, Xander, you look straight into your corner after you got dropped that last time. You're a pussy. You did better than I thought. I thought you were gonna do, but you're a quitter. I can't believe I just saw that. I saw you do that. Man, he was all over the place there, right? Talking about Xander, talking about Ennis. Mannix said it. Me and my pops were talking about it. I gotta agree with him here. He lands those punches on Ennis. He's not letting him off the hook. These dudes, him and Fundora, much more experience, will be much more calmer in there in the heavy gunfire. And if they catch him like this, I don't think, I don't know who his next fight is going to be, and we'll talk about it here shortly. But if it's any one of those guys, if you hear Eddie Hearn, he wants undisputed, right? He wants unification. He wants the Josh Kelly, or he wants Fundora. It might be to his benefit. I'm talking about Jerron to go to Kelly first to collect that belt if he does it, because if he goes directly to Fundora, I don't think he's getting past that one. But all right, what do you think about Ortiz's tweets?
I didn't want it. I wanted anyone but Ortiz and De La Hoya to be speaking on this fight, man. Like, for reals, you two dropped the ball so hard on this. Like,
Yeah,
go home.
yeah.
Go home until you're ready to step up and fight this guy. But don't be calling Zayas a pussy when you're the one on the sidelines when it was supposed to be you. And I don't care that you're going to tell me, well, it's Oscar's fault, my manager's fault. No, and there's a will, there's a way. If you really wanted to fight, you would fucking have gotten the fight. However you would have done it, you would have gotten the fight. So I didn't, dude. I was like, it made them both look bad. Oscar's like, oh, I'm so ready. What? They were ready fucking
Yes.
2-3 months ago, dude. You
That's
weren't
exactly
ready
that was the
then.
next one. That's the next one, because you mentioned you didn't want Ortiz or Oscar, and sure enough, Oscar immediately goes to social media, right, and says, "All right, let's make this fight happen." Oh, you didn't seem that eager. I don't know, before. Now, magically, of course, you wanted. But I tend to, I like to hear more so from the fighters. So when I heard Ortiz do it, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm down. And mind you, Ortiz, it seemed like the Ortiz always wanted it. I mean, there was a point where him and Ennis were in the ring together, right, kind of doing like the stare down. So I got the impression, and have had the impression, that Ortiz has been wanting this fight. And Oscar, of course, now after last night's performance, now he's on board, and now we're ready to do it, right? But I don't mind hearing what I heard from Ortiz, but Oscar, it seemed just a little too cheesy.
Yeah. No, and Ortiz though too, because Zayas can always jump back at Ortiz, and Ortiz really can't say shit to Zayas. That was all foul play. What he was calling him a pussy. Really, he hid behind his manager to get him out of the fight. He let his manager jump on that grenade. You know what I'm saying? And he got out of it. The deal was on the table. The deal was made. Eddie and fucking Oscar had already struck a deal, right? It was you and your manager that got you guys out of this. Had nothing to do with Oscar. I believe Oscar had you with something with wasn't it 50-45 and winner gets the extra 5%?
Yeah,
The
something
fuck?
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Sounded like the deal was already done. And Virgil, I'm only saying this because Eddie was the one who said the deal was done. It wasn't even your guy. It wasn't even the so-called snake of Oscar De La Hoya. It was the other promoter who was like, I don't know what their problem is. The deal's done. So get the fuck out of here now. All of a sudden, Zayas is a pussy. No, I don't. I'm a little over Ortiz until he gets his balls straight and gets in the ring with someone already. Because look, you know what they're all happy about now? is I could tell you've already said the future. With the way Boots Ennis looked, I don't think they're throwing him in the ring with one of the other champions. Wait, excuse me. Let me. They're not throwing him in the ring with anyone that can have a chance of beating him. So look for him to go to the UK and fight Kelly for that other title. So that gives Oscar and Virgil one fight free, right? So shit, Oscar's fucking high as a horse on that one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're ready now. Oh yeah. Oh, what? It's not going to be the next fight? Oh, fuck. We're going to have to fight someone in Texas. Fuck out of here. Like, they're just happy they got an extra 2 fights, dude. That's all that happened last night. He gets another payday. What the fans should do is not go. They shouldn't go to Ortiz's next fight until he fights someone real. But like, we're tired of these fucking comeback fights. You're coming back from fucking heart things. You're coming back from COVID. You're coming back from your promoter sucking. It's always a comeback story with nothing.
Yeah. Terrence Crawford decided to go to social media as well and throw in his 2 cents. For the most part, he was praising Boots, right? He was giving him his due credit, but he did want to again hit him back to his cryptic messages. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself, but y'all get it, I hope. That's what he said. Him and his script is so. No. I mean, you can imagine what he's trying to say, right? It's like, I don't have to tell you guys. You guys already know, so there's no point in me having to say it. It goes without saying, is what I'm getting from that comment there. But did he really have to do that? I mean, I think we could have figured that out without him having to actually acknowledge it.
Well, he was probably trying to maybe talk to Turki. Turki was the one that was trying to set that fight up with Ennis. And maybe that's who he was shooting that to, and to Ennis and them too. But yeah, no, he was not on Terrence Crawford's level. That was not a Terrence Crawford performance that Ennis put on last night. So if I was Crawford, I'd be licking my chops too. On if you really want me to fight him for $100 million, yeah, I'll do it. But that's easy work though.
Yeah. So that would be. Probably what I mean. Would he move back down to 154? I mean, if that's hypothetically speaking, because he obviously moved it to 168 to take on Canelo, right? So would he be like, no, let's do it at 160, or would it be like, yeah, go ahead, I'll go back to 154? Because he did only win 1 belt at 154, right? Crawford, I'm talking about. So maybe would he go back down to 154 and collect 2?
I think if the money's right, he's gonna do whatever Turki tells him to. That just seems where Crawford is right now with Turki, and I think he is flexible. I do think he can go up and down for one fight. Not saying he can carry a career like this, but if it was one more fight, but we need you to be 154, I think Terrence can make 154 no problem. Yeah, and then about Ennis moving to middleweight. Did you say Ennis was thinking about moving to middleweight, or was that just Zayas?
No, that was Xander. That was just Xander.
That was just Zayas. Okay.
I guess he's a big dude. I mean, they look pretty evenly sized, but somebody was talking about him, ballooning to like 180 or something like that. That's how much he gains in between fights and stuff like that. But basically, not having to cut all the way down to 154 and making the move to 160. It was specifically Zayas.
Zayas did look bigger to me last night. I did see a difference in the two. Boots does not look like a middleweight. I think Boots needs to fill in at 154, and he stays at 154. On the scale, he looked like a middleweight at Friday. But for some reason, when they got into the ring on Saturday night, Zayas did look a lot bigger than, in my opinion, than Ennis. So I don't see Ennis really having another division in him. He's 28 years old. Maybe the guys are growing, I guess, differently now, and the nowadays athletes do kind of grow later in their 30s. But I don't see it. I didn't see it when he was head to head with Zayas. Zayas did look like the bigger man. I wouldn't see Ennis doing that great with the guys up there at Adamas and them. Those dudes would be way bigger than Ennis.
Yeah,
and their punches will make you look at the lights too.
Yeah, those punches will make you wake up to a light in your face, like, oh shit, what the fuck? I'm in the corner. I'm in the damn locker room at
There
this
you go.
point.
Yeah.
That's
You won't be looking up to one. You'll be
yeah,
waking up to one. That's
yeah,
awesome.
with a fucking light in your face. Um, we talked about it on the countdown or the countdown, like the previous show before it, right? That it seems as though part of their contract is that there is a rematch clause in there for either one of them, as long as it's quote unquote warranted. I doubt a performance like this that Zayas's people would try to exercise that and try to chase down a rematch. I don't think so, right? I mean, these guys could just move on from here.
With it being a knockout where the corner threw in a towel, I think it'd be absurd that they would then get to go ahead and say, but we want our rematch now. Right. So I think the rematch is out the window. And if it ain't for that reason, it has to be just for the reason that he wasn't ready. Right. If they don't see that, this is career suicide then. Right. If you're going to put him right back in the ring, no tune up fights, no, fight in between to see if the new stuff we worked on defensively even shows up, things like that. I'm telling you, Zayas had his shot. His power is there. His heart is there. There's a lot of other things missing that you need to be in this elite level. He's almost right there with Berlanga. I'm not trying to talk shit, but I mean, they look so far out of their league. It's like you guys need to take a step back or two. Zayas has another performance like that, he will be fighting on with Berlanga here soon.
Yeah, most likely, right? Yeah. So I was looking at some of the questions I was asking. Some of these kind of you already answered, but anything else that we want to add to specifically that fight? Because I want to talk about the card itself and some of the other fights on there. But as far as Xander and Boots go, anything else you want to add to that?
No, this is a good fight. Good round 3 fight of the year. This is nowhere close to being round 3 is round of the year.
Oh,
this is nowhere close to fight of the year, though. Stop it with all that bullshit. Everyone like, ooh, fight of the year. No, it wasn't. It had a good 3 minutes, and the rest of it was like, kid, what are you doing? He's gonna hit you. Ugh, he fucking hit him.
Yeah, and me and my pops were like, oh shit, he's gonna do it, and then he gets dropped with that fucking uppercut. That one hurt him bad. That one, once he dropped to that one, I was like, oh shit, that's it. Because the way he falls, his head doesn't hit the canvas, so clearly he's still there. But the way his arm kind of goes like this, like, oh shit, like I thought he was really gone. He got up and then, he continued.
And then he looked like he was contemplating whether he wanted to get up on the 10 count. That one time when he gets up like at 9, I was like, hey, is he quitting on the? He's not gonna get up. He's not gonna get in. And finally got up, but it hella looked like he was like, all right, fuck, here I go.
Yeah,
try this again.
Like if I must. I one thing just came to mind right now when you mentioned that. Ennis was asked about that third round and how hurt he was or whatever, and they really played it off like oh I was chilling, and they were kind of trying to say like he took the foot off the gas a little bit and kind of got a little lazy and got caught, right, which may be true, may not be true, but like give the dude the props. He fucking caught you, fool. Whether you were being stupid or not, he took advantage of your ass being dumb, and he fucking clocked you and could have finished the fight if he was more experienced. But they downplay that so much, and I mean, I get it. They don't want to make him look like he really got hurt because they don't want to show that the dude has weaknesses, even though they were pretty blatant there. But that just seemed like a little bit of disrespectful from their angle. Like I was chilling, like, bro, you were holding on for your fucking life. Fuck chilling.
Yeah, no, he was wobbled. His head was looking at the lights. He was all over the place in that round. He can't say he was chilling at all. When he sees the tape, he's gonna know that was probably a stupid statement on his part, stupid answer. Look, dude, the style that he brings, you think of fighters like Floyd and Shakur, right off the top. Did they ever need a learning period where they were learning their defense? Did you ever hear commentators go, Shakur and Floyd really got good at their craft, and when they first started, they were very hittable? No, you never heard these things with these two guys. With Ennis, you hear he's hittable. You can watch his highlights. You will hear DAZN go, oh, he was a really hittable tonight. He took a lot of right hands tonight. He took a lot of left hooks. And then in this fight, Did it really look like a fighter that should be keeping his hands down? I'm good. Thank you. No. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't look like that guy. He's playing a role he shouldn't be playing, and that's probably what PBC's seen. They knew something. I'm telling you guys, the beard and the half white coming out of that one round, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was kind of upset the ref didn't go, wait a minute, come on, you guys, like, what the fuck?
Oh yes, they didn't. They just let him go. Yeah,
forehead
they just let him
down,
in.
his forehead down to his beard. They literally looked like they packed it in, dude. He was another color, bro.
They brought like those spatulas, like those bricklayers, just like
hey,
just like layers on his fucking face.
Kids will be honest as shit, right? My youngest one's like, Dad, he was black and now he's white. That's what he said. That's what he said. I didn't say that to him. I was like, yeah.
Like, Dad, why is his face ashy? What happened? Like, oh, it's not what you think it is. It's Vaseline.
It's Vaseline. It's Vaseline. he wanted to know why they were doing, but yeah, I mean, come on. There's something going on there. There's something going on. And then I'm telling you, you need a little more muscles. That round 3 for your head to be looking like, what was that? Alexis Aguero and Aaron Pryor.
Yeah.
Aaron Pryor, 13th round. That was round 3, bro. He had you doing that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's at least twice. It's a right hand and an uppercut, both shots. And you just look like you got no muscle back there to absorb that punch whatsoever. What are you going to do when Fundura's hitting you at fucking 9 foot tall? You know what I'm saying?
with those uppercuts, because that left uppercut is a damn slingshot or something. It's just like the way he fucking whips that around.
Yeah. So, and even the Charlos and all the rest, I'm telling you, there's reasons why he bailed on PBC, and there's reasons why Al Heyman let him go.
You know what I'm thinking? I mean, I'm. Isn't it a little strange that the 2 PBC dudes, both Charlo and Fundura, were quiet? I mean, did they? I haven't checked their social media, but I don't remember them saying shit. It was everybody else who said everything else. I wonder why they're so quiet.
He was always odd man out. I don't know what it was with Boots, but those guys were a very tight group, and Boots just was never. Is it a Philly, New York thing? Is it a Philly, Texas thing? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's that. They just don't get along that way. But he was always odd man out, and to me, I don't think Al Heyman released him because he was that good, or you're going to destroy my company if you beat everyone up. I need to get you out of here. No, there was something else going on, and we got a sort of a glimpse of it last night. He's not as flawless as I think people were thinking he was, right? Defensively, and maybe his craft as far as being in the ring. Conor Benn might be able to hit him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens if Conor hits you? You know what I mean? Like, bro, you got to keep your hands up. You got to keep your hand. If you don't have good reflexes, this is a terrible game plan to have. And it almost went the worst for you in 9 minutes into the fight. You're supposed to be at your peak at this moment, right?
And after you hurt him, after you drop him, you know what I'm saying? It's bad enough they're getting hurt this early on, but it's like, yo, you almost could have taken him out in the first round for all we know, but you fuck him up and then you allow him to get back in the game and then hurt you.
Yeah. A little too much rock'em sock'em boxing going on to say it was pound for pound.
All right. The rest of the card, the prelims were fun. They seemed more even. The opening card, fight of the pay-per-view card was very entertaining. However, the 2 fights leading up to the main event, Ben Whitaker, and then that's the first name, right, Ben? Yeah. And then Emiliano Vargas. I don't know. I'm not sure why Emiliano Vargas, they got a guy like that in front, right? I mean, he had a good record. I get it was just a record, right? But he finished him. It seemed easy. It didn't seem like it was too difficult. For Whitaker, I kind of understand because it's his U.S. debut and they're trying to make him look like the next big shit at 175 pounds. But it kind of sucked that we got these 2 fights leading up to the main event, and it almost seemed like they were having to kill a lot of time before the main event because of how quickly the first 2 fights or the previous 2 fights went.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on the undercard not living up to the pound for pound or pound for pound pay-per-view costs that they were charging people to watch this if you didn't have their golden ticket DAZN package. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're gonna fix that. Look, all I can say is I don't think Top Rank was forced to DAZN. I think the promoters had to do this. They came together and
that is forcing. That's forcing them. I mean, they had to do it. That means they're forced, no?
Well, yeah, I get, yeah, in a way, yes. But to me, they were trying to stop Turkey from taking over the shit, right? And they know if they try to keep, oh, you're gonna stay with ESPN and you'll stay over here with DAZN and you'll be for PBC. Will just go wherever the fuck they want to go whenever they want to fight. Wasn't working. The shit wasn't working. So I think they all came in a room and was like, we need to get this back to what we used to be when we were all fighting under one network, basically, or like the grand prize was for you to get on HBO, right? That's where everyone was trying to shoot to because they paid the highest dollar. That's not what DAZN's doing, but the way that they all came together to work on DAZN, to me, it was just them trying to save their business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, without that, I don't think boxing stands a chance against Turkey, dude. But now that they're all on DAZN, now they have TV rights that might block Turkey from taking these fights to Paramount, taking these fights to Netflix, right? There's ways they're blocking him legally than just allowing this man to basically outbid them on every fucking fight that they have. I mean, hell, now we're even hearing that the belts are not even allowing them to bid on fights. They're finding ways.
Oh yeah, that's true. Them. Yeah, right.
They're finding ways to block these guys. It's not fair, Miguel. I mean, if you're just gonna walk in the room and go, "I'll give you 16 million," that's not fair. What the fuck? We might as well just leave. You know, that's why Eddie Hearn's like, "Bitch, I'll take you there. Go sign with him. I'm not signing. I'm not giving you that type of money." Like, the guy just throws around money like he has it, and he does have it. You know what I'm saying? And so, they have to find. They're trying to be smart on defeating this new. I don't want to say a sickness, but you know what's going on. This sort of a takeover.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of one of the reasons why there's such a thing in like as a salary cap in like other sports? Like, you can't just have one dude come in and be like, all right, I got so much money, I'm gonna buy the best possible. It's like, no. You gotta have a cap on that. You can't just go in here and spend that much money.
That's right.
It's still quite a bit of money. Don't get me wrong, it's still substantial, but at least give other fuckers a try, other teams a crack at least having a guy and the what is it, the drafts, right? And the seeds and whatnot. It's like, at least make it fair with him coming in and having this much money to basically take over everything. It's I guess let's say all is fair in love and war, but this is a way that the other promoters can at least level the playing field.
Yeah. Yep. And the only way to get past that salary cap, all the owners go in a room together, and the one owner that's real rich and wants to do it, he gives all the other owners a few $1 million, and then they go, all right, go ahead and build whatever you want. Fuck my fans. I know. They won't win for 10 years. Fuck them. You're going to give me 40 million? Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, bro. A little extra money in their wallet.
As do you see how many zeros there are there? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking my kids to Disney World next week. I don't give a fuck. At this point.
Your fans have waited so long, sir. Fuck them. And we're moving. Tell them we're moving too.
Yeah. This fan here says that they've been waiting 30 years and he's gonna fucking, kill over if he doesn't fucking we're moving to a different city. I don't give a fuck what that guy says.
Dude, it's something like I think the Chicago Bears are about to move. Did you hear about that?
No kidding. No,
yeah, dude. It's like one of the most landmark ass teams you'd ever think. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chicago's losing their team.
Wow.
It's crazy. They
don't have another team, right? Like, that's state. That's it. I don't think they have another team or anything like that, right?
No. Right. No, and it's just the Bears, bro. It's like the fucking Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The Bears. The Bears. I remember that SNL skit. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any hint on where they're going? Maybe like what the city they're
Oh, it's
going
just
to?
out of. I want to say it's just
Oh.
out of the city, but it's still them leaving Chicago.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They'll still probably be called. It's gonna be the Niners all over again, where they'll still call them the fucking Chicago Bears, but they won't be in Chicago. They won't be at their old place. I'm losing the
Yeah.
name of the old
I,
place, but
I don't even know any other city in Illinois at this point, but other than Chicago. But yeah, I didn't hear about that. I didn't know about that. Um, the card overall, again, those first two fights leading up to, or the two fights leading up to the main event, ended a lot faster than I would have liked. But whatever, the rest of the fights were pretty decent. I don't know what in the hell was going on with DAZN's audio. I don't know if you guys caught it, but basically there was some sort of audio issues from the time that Chris Mannix was interviewing Bob Arum outside of the ring. I kept hearing somebody else on a hot mic, a live mic, speaking Spanish. It sounded like the Puerto Rican Spanish. And for a second, I was like, "Oh shit, do I got the wrong feed? What the hell is this going on here?" And I thought they were like interpreting what Bob Arum was saying, and it wasn't that at all. I don't know. I just heard some random motherfucker on a hot mic, and that seemed a little strange. We were texting back and forth, and even the sound was off. And I took a quick recording of it, but it was like double sound. There was the actual live, in real time sound of Chris Mannix talking, and this is before the main card got started. And then there was like a repeat of what he was saying, and they were going back and forth. And then it was where Malik Scott was talking at one point, and I heard Chris Mannix's voice, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they were fucking up big time, man. And I don't these kinds of things for as long as DAZN has been around, which I think is like 2018, shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how the hell this even slipped through, or what malfunctioned for this to happen, but it totally kills the viewing experience for the viewer, the consumer. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I know that everybody's on DAZN now, right? And I mean, we'll have fights on TNT next weekend, but it just sucks that they're still going through this crap. It's almost like it's still a learning curve that they're going through these growing pains. But it sucks that this audio shit just keeps happening every so often. Some bullshit happens where they'll have the wrong graphic pop up for the wrong dude, and then sometimes it's audio. What the hell?
yeah, it does. DAZN has always seemed secondhand. Yeah, secondhand streaming app. I guess it didn't change this weekend. I didn't really catch all of that, but I'm not surprised. Like you said, they've gotten it wrong numerous times with just the graphics and that's our sport, right? Like, you got it's my boy. It's my boy. I don't know. Someone just got thrown into the wall or some shit behind me.
You're gonna have to start plastering that wall back again. There's now a hole in there that you might want to cover up. Did you see when they were like panning out to the crowd that they had a couple of other fighters out there, and they had this competitive dart guy. Just I don't know.
I did. Yes,
they went to a soccer player that I'm not familiar with, but one of the commentators said, and then they went to the other person, and the guy was just some fat dude, just like doing his thing. And I guess they're probably thinking, well, everybody else watches DAZN, right? So they watch this guy on DAZN. I've never seen the motherfucker in my life, but they really tried to make him look like he was some sort of celebrity or some sort of well-known person for them to pan the camera over to him, and then him in his little motion like he's fucking playing darts over here. It just seemed, I don't know who the hell he was, but when I saw him, I'm like, bro, I don't know. This isn't it.
Dude should be a legend in every dart board room
Right.
there is in the world. I mean, to even be put on the big screen as a celebrity was he got him to a new what is it called? They're a new mark. They got a new high mark. The boards guy. You remember when he was on DAZN? This is the man that got us all the girls. And then he had his little thing too. He's like, yeah, that's what I do, bitches, right here.
Yeah. He set the bar for all these other again, dart guys. Like, that's going to be his claim to fame. But like, oh, did you watch Zayas and Ennis? I was on that broadcast, by the way. They gave me free tickets. DAZN said, "You want credentials? We'll take you front row, sitting right next to Bob Arum. Why not?" But overall, the card was fun. The at least the main event was, and minus two of those fights. What kind of grade do you think we can give this particular card? This is a fight that we're looking forward to, a card that we're kind of looking forward to with CM Emiliano back in the ring, and then also the U.S. debut of Whitaker. It was one of the fights that we were like, oh man, June was kind of a dead month. We had Bam Rodriguez and Antonio Vargas a few weeks ago, but this was the fight that we wanted. We were looking forward to for June, and it came in and went. What kind of grade do you think we can give this?
I give the main event an A for entertainment, excitement. The card overall, I don't know, a C maybe. They didn't break any laws, so they at least represented boxing correctly, but
that's a pretty low bar though. It's like, oh, they didn't completely fuck up, so I guess
that's nobody bit anyone, so that's good.
Somebody almost threw somebody over the ring though. You see that in the very first card? That I forget their name, sorry, but they were during the weigh-ins and during the press conference, they were bickering at each other hard. I forget the names. I'm sure I can pull it up here, but one dude had the other guy in a headlock, right, like in a guillotine almost, and the fucker lifts him up right out of desperation and like almost sends him over the fucking ring, over the top rope, like it's the Royal Rumble in this bitch. I saw that and I was like, yo, what the fuck? But yeah, it was that first fight was fun. Don't get me wrong, the fight was good, but that part.
And you know what? Should Zayas have went down when Boots hit him on the ground? Because Boots hits him with the knee down.
But doesn't it crack him like on the chest or something? Like
it doesn't matter.
Is he gonna flop like that fucking dude? Santana.
We've been watching him flopping this whole last 2 weeks in soccer. I mean, at least give it a shot, bro. Try to get a yellow card or something on Ennis.
Yeah. Like, hey, can we get penalty case to be like, all right, cool, boom, card, all right, go ahead, punch him one time, really good. Like, go ahead.
I was just saying, because you see Zayas kind of responded to it. He takes it and he's like, man, like, if he felt it, I don't know, maybe he should have went down. Then trigger the rematch.
Yeah. And then wake up, pretending you're knocked out, like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? Yeah. Rematch. Let's do it. I'll be ready next time. 125.
Yeah, but no, overall a B.
Yeah.
What did I say? B minus, something like that.
I think you said C at first, but we'll say
I'll
B.
go B minus. They're giving me tear eyes. Saying my dad's gonna whoop their ass.
Yes. Go ahead and cry. All right. Anything else we want to add that before we move on to the next topic?
Nope. All
right. So this next one kind of came out of nowhere. It kind of sucks that it turned out like this. Like that. I don't know. Could Usyk have waited until Monday? Probably, to not take any attention away from the Zayas and Boots and his fight. But Oleksandr Usyk has decided to give up all of his championships, relinquish all of his heavyweight titles, including the Ring Magazine one. Although, as I understand it, he's still going to be technically the lineal champion. I don't think that's something that you can relinquish unless somebody beats you, you retire, or you leave the weight class. Maybe in due time he will be retiring, so maybe that will happen soon enough. But Usyk has officially decided to relinquish the belt. I think one of the things, first off, when I read that, I started hearing a whole bunch of theories. Number one, the first one is that he's going to Zuffa. That's the first thing everybody was saying is like, oh shit, watch, he's gonna fucking go to Zuffa. He wants that big payday one more time, yada yada, and then he rides off into the sunset, right? That's one of the theories. I want to say Usyk himself said something about like letting or setting the weight class free or something like that, saying like, I guess he doesn't want to hold it up, he doesn't want to bottleneck it, right, with all the belts. So during the broadcast, and this caused a few things. During the broadcast, Eddie Hearn kind of casually said during an interview with Chris Mannix that he's going to be fighting Deontay Wilder next. Okay, that seemed kind of out of nowhere, but if that's the case, well, I guess maybe this does kind of make sense because he doesn't want to put those belts up for grab against a dude who's kind of on the way out as well, like, or on the downside of his career, like Wilder. He has said he's been wanting to fight Wilder, right? And we thought we might even get on that fucking San Francisco card. But that seems a little more plausible, maybe, but I don't see why he just can't hold on to the belts. It seems if that is the case, that he's kind of letting the belts go and saying, all right, cool, I'm done. I want to fight Wilder. I don't want to put these belts on the line and get somebody like him. Seems like he's kind of concerned with actually losing. I mean, doesn't that kind of is that kind of a red flag? Like, dude, if you really thought you can whoop this guy's ass, hold on to the fucking belts. There's no point in fucking relinquishing them. But Andrew, were you surprised when you heard that Usyk has decided to let the heavyweight championship go?
Probably surprised on the timing of him doing it. That he chose yesterday to just tweet it out, but not surprised that he's stepping away. I mean, it's a man that's done everything in this sport already. He's reached the mountaintop so many times. How could this new pack of challengers, prospects, get him excited, right? And with that being said, I don't even know why Deontay Wilder's getting him excited. If he's already thinking of retirement, so he wants to let the titles go, why wouldn't you just retire? Right? What is waking up for Deontay Wilder going to do for you? No one's even going to remember a week later. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? You might say that's a legacy fight for yourself, but no one else is. That's your last fight of your career. That's what that's going to go down as. And you fought that dude that had been knocked out by everybody recently. I remember I had, hopes that Deontay was going to get a shot a few months ago. I forgot what was going on at that time. We thought Deontay might have a few options here, but
he beat Chisora. He beat Chisora by decision a few months back.
So all right, so that's what got him hot again. All right, so that's what got him hot again. But that was going for a title, going for a retirement fight. I don't know if Rihad would even be behind this thing. Why would Turkey want to give any of these guys millions of dollars? Oh, here's 20 million. Look, I didn't make 20 million back, but bye. Bye, thank you. Thanks, you guys. Both of you have a great life. What the fuck? I'm not giving you shit. You're not fighting for me. You're not fighting for the titles. You both are probably retired after tonight.
You're not going to help me make the money back. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're overpaid. Oh, dude, a lot of the fucking shit that's on paper is overpaid at the end of the day. Right? I don't know if it's Turkey's doing because he's just trying to do it to take over the sport. But a lot of these prices in the last few years, we're like, where are they making this money? We're two dingbats on the outside looking in. We know they're not making it back. Then every once in a while, we get these little hints from the inside world that no, they're clearly bleeding money over there. So if I'm Turkey, I'm not even interested in Usyk's last fight. I'm bleeding so much of money. Why am I interested in putting on your last fight? So who's doing it? I think Usyk was stupid for announcing it. He should have maybe tried to get it as a title defense and then said peace once he got the money. You know what I mean? But who is backing Usyk Wilder? I don't know where the money's coming from.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I can understand to some degree from Usyk's perspective, it's more of a formality at this point. Just beat one of the other guys who was at one time one of the, I think Max Kellerman called him the three-headed monster, with Wilder, Fury, and AJ for a hot minute. I get why just adding him to your resume. It's like Canelo fighting fucking Kirkland at that point. It's like, bro, you don't have to fight the motherfucker, but if he's in the weight class, go ahead and smash his ass. And Angulo and those guys, like, all right, I guess, by all means. But it just, when I see the fact, when I see here that he's giving up the belts and he's fighting him next, it's almost like he kind of thinks he might be losing. Maybe that fight with Rico kind of spooked him a bit. It's like, oh shit, maybe I am really missing, losing a step, and maybe fighting somebody like Wilder could fuck me up. Let me go ahead and drop the belts. At that point, just retire. Why go that far? But him dropping the belt has caused one Ajit Kabayel to be the official WBC champion now, heavyweight champ. He was the interim champ, or the, whatever the term is that they want to throw him. Essentially, he was next in line. He was like the number one contender, basically, right? After Usyk fought Rico at the Pyramids, Caballel goes into the ring and kind of has a bit of a face-off, right? And I think Rick Reno was trying to set something up, and then there's where Turkey comes in, and Turkey says, "No, not now. This isn't the time." But Caballel was already in the ring. It was pretty obvious that he is the next guy in line for the WBC belt at least, and bingo. Blammo, just like that by fucking email, he's now the champ. I don't know if I mean if I was Caballero, I mean, I guess I don't know if I was protest like no, I want to fight for the fucking belt. I don't just want him to hand it to me. But this kind of cheapens it. I know Caballero is a legitimate dude, and the guy could have gone in there and had a great fight against Usyk. Whether or not he would have beat him is another story. But now we're never going to find out. And kind of sucks that Caballero now is the champ, sort of the Lennox Lewis way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happened to making 1 and 2 fight each other for the belt?
Yeah, exactly. Or like if he's gone, or 1, 2, or 3, or whomever, right? But the next 2 dudes in line.
Yeah, yes. So I don't know why we're just making phone calls, in the middle of the night, or sending out emails. Hey, you're the champ. It does water down the belt for that moment. Obviously, if Cabell holds on to it, maybe has a few good title defenses, beats a known ex-champion, just for example, maybe he flatlines Tyson Fury on the way out or something like that, he could legitimize the belt somehow moving forward. But as of right now, no, he's a watered down paper champ. Call him a paper champ, right? He's an email champ.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's also our fault though too. I think we're just allowing too many guys in their 40s to hold belts right now. I don't know how you fix the problem, but we have a lot of athletes that were telling us they were ready to retire. We keep giving them title shots. They are winning them, and they told us they were retiring when they went into the damn thing. Now we're all, now we're going to act surprised that we have to have all these vacant titles. Now I'm throwing Terrence Crawford's name in there. I'm throwing a Canelo's name in there. We're giving Canelo another shot at the title when the guy, we're all linking him to being ready to walk away too. You know what I'm saying? So if he does beat McBilly, he might give up that title the next fucking day. Now what? Now we have another paper champ at middleweight, having another paper champ at 168 where Terrence just vacated, right? I mean, so I don't know how you fix it, Miguel. I don't want to say you got to make those scorecards, split decisions going a controversial way and then pray. That's what they used to do, bro. They used to just they'd be like, you know what? We're just going to give the other guy the win and pray in the rematch he does just a little bit better. Jermaine Taylor versus Bernard Hopkins. I'm just saying, they used to do it back in the day. Who was another one? Shannon Briggs versus George Foreman. Is that the one? Or
that was one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, there's one where they just take the title from George. He doesn't lose that fight. He doesn't lose the fight, bro. They're just like, no, you're too fucking old. We're not doing this. We're not watching old people fucking with titles. So, maybe, I don't know, Usyk. Got to find a way to get him in with the young gun that can maybe win 4 rounds and give him 6. Fuck it. Give him a draw. Hope he comes back and wins the rematch. Give him 7. Hope he comes back. But with that being said, Miguel, I'm not surprised Usyk's out. The dude's badass, bro. The guy's undisputed, cruiserweight?
Mm-hmm.
Is it light heavyweight, cruiserweight?
No, cruiserweight, heavyweight.
Just cruiserweight and heavyweight.
Yeah.
All right.
And technically 2 times heavyweight because he drops 1 belt and then he gets it back again, and then that kind of makes him a 2-time undisputed champ. I say just call it a career now, dude. Fuck the Wilder fight. I know you probably still want it, but just let it go. At this point, you've accomplished everything you needed to. It's just a formality at this point, fighting Wilder for the sake of fighting him because you didn't get a chance to fight him when he was still one of the top guys. Who cares? He didn't make it. He didn't stick around long enough for you to be up there. Fuck it, man. Call it a day. If you're going to drop the belts, but walk away. I'm sure you got paid handsomely for that fight at the Pyramids. You don't need any more paydays. I think you'll be good, man. And, you get to retire as a champ, undefeated champ. I mean, that very few people can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just... It kind of murkies the thing a little bit, like, oh, he didn't retire as champ. He fought one more time, but he dropped the belts by that point. Like, oh, fuck, now we have to have an asterisk next to it or something like that. It just seems kind of stupid, an extra step for no reason.
It does. The fight doesn't make sense. I don't know where, Look, I gotta think there's got to be at least a guaranteed purse of 13 million for both. I'm thinking 10 million for Usyk and 3 million at least for Wilder.
Mm.
Is that too high of a price for Wilder right now? Because I know heavyweights make, they make more money than the regular guys.
They do, yeah.
Even if you were to say 2 million, who's giving these guys $12 million guaranteed? And one of them's walking away immediately after the fight. I don't see the fight being done.
Yeah.
I think Usyk was done for announcing, for giving up the titles and saying all this. I just don't know where this money comes from, unless it's going to be someone in the UK. This is going to be all UK funded. I remember, wasn't Russia trying to do that with Bivol and
Oh yeah, and better be if yeah. Supposedly they're still gonna. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna. Well,
hasn't been announced yet.
Not only has it not been announced, but I believe what has been announced is that Bivol is going to have fucking like elbow surgery, and then when he comes back, he's going to fight Callum Smith. Like he's not even that fight seems to be not even on the table anymore with the trilogy.
All right, yeah, because there's so many people out there willing to throw 20 million away.
Right.
Yeah.
WBC certainly didn't skip a beat. As soon as it was announced, they go to their social media and post the new heavyweight champ, Ajit Kabayel, like it's just the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, I guess they're going to announce it, so I suppose that makes sense. But it just seems it's cheap. Let them fight, somebody else fight, whomever the fuck else. The 2-3 guys, top guys, whatever. Just have them fight, at least win it in the ring and not by an email or a phone call. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't understand why we're not doing the number 1 versus number 2 anymore. That's weird.
Yeah, and like that makes a lot more sense. Crying out loud, at least win it in the ring for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Right. Anything you want to add to that before we move on to the next topic?
No, sir.
All right. This one kind of upset me a little bit, but as soon as I heard it, my brain started moving around and the little hamster on the wheel started rolling. Apparently, the Saul Canelo Alvarez and Christian Mibilli fight has been moved dates, I guess, actually, not the location, but it was announced by Mike Coppinger. Let me go ahead and pull it up here on my screenshots that the fight has been moved to late October. According to him, it will still take place in Saudi Arabia, so it's still part of Riyadh season, but it is now going to take place in late October. I'm not sure, and by all means, guys, if you happen to have caught it during the broadcast, let us know. But I don't remember hearing a reason why. Did anybody get injured, or was it just a scheduling issue? I'm not entirely sure. We still got plenty of time for September 12th or 13th or whatever weekend that was supposed to be. There was even talks of a simulcast. There was Saudi Arabia, and then here in Vegas. I mean, with Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. Well, now it seems like that date is open. It kind of sucks that we don't get Canelo in May. We ended up getting Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez, and we won't even get him in September either. Yeah, we'll get him in October, a month later. But those two dates traditionally that are his aren't, at least not this year. And we might. I'm thinking it just opens the date up for Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. But before we get to that, Andrew, what the hell? Going from middle of September to late October, still in Saudi Arabia. If you had to guess, why would they have moved the date?
Well, I think you hit it on the head, bro. That date belongs to a new, fresh boxer in one Ryan Garcia. Right? Ryan keeps saying he's fighting on September 12th, right? So, I mean, and you would think Turkey wants to maximize their fight. You don't want to put Canelo anywhere near it. You own Canelo because he signed the contract. I don't mean to sound rude on Saul's part, but that's, Turkey kind of owns him now.
Yeah.
So he said, fuck your date. Canelo said, wait, that's for the Mexican people. You're fighting fucking Saudi Arabia. Fuck your people too. You said that when you signed this contract. That's what Oscar said, right? Remember when Oscar said he kind of fucking gave it to his fans? He's leaving his fans. Well, I think Turkey might have fucking told him that. Like, dude, it's not about. No one in Saudi Arabia gives a shit about September 12th date, dude. They'll watch you fight in October too. So that's what happened there, man. Like he lost his negotiating power when he signed that contract. It's sort of like Terrence Crawford kind of seems like a puppet too. And remember, this guy, he doesn't take no for an answer. He doesn't negotiate. We heard of his negotiation tactics, right? You might be found in a fucking room.
Yes. You might be found in a fucking Ritz-Carlton in Saudi Arabia in 2017.
So in 2017.
Just saying.
And, Tyson Fury, when he tried to do that thing, he threatened to sue him for $10 million if he left the country. Now, these are people that don't play around. So once again, we kind of told you guys this when you guys first started messing around with this guy, but no one listens. And so here we're at, 2 years later, and Canelo's losing his dates. He's not, he's not fighting in his country or more. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Everyone knew this was going to happen,
I wonder if like Turkey went to Canelo and was like, yo, yeah, we're going to let Ryan have that date. And it's like, what? Like, did you forget how many zeros are on this check? You're going to fucking fight on October 1st. Like, yeah, okay. October it is, whatever, just like that, and it lends more credibility or to that argument with when they don't mention a fucking reason, like anything specific. Give us some bullshit reason. Oh, and Billy's elbow's fucked up. He needs a little bit of therapy, whatever. I'm saying something just along those lines to at least give us some sort of indication. I don't remember hearing anything about it. So now it just looks like they're changing the dates just because, for shits and giggles, because there was some other reason they don't want to tell us about. But we can start, speculating as to what might have happened there. But now we don't get Canelo in September, but rather late October, like Halloween time or something like that. I mean, I don't know what specifically. Like, I wonder if there's something going on in Saudi Arabia around that time or something. Maybe they have an influx of like tourism or something like that. Like, oh, we can capitalize on it, that specific weekend or whatever, and have Canelo fight here or something.
I don't know, but I will say, it might not even be that highly watched. Seriously, if this thing isn't promoted right, let the fans know that this is going on. A lot of people might look past it with it being in Saudi Arabia, not being on a Mexican holiday, not being in a month where barbecuing and get-togethers are really going down. And he's at the end of his career. It's some guy named MBILLI. Like, there's a lot of reasons that the casual Canelo fan might go, nah, not this one. Right?
Yeah. And, if you hear Ryan Garcia talk, he says that he's fighting that day. If you hear his promoter talk, he's like, no, I haven't even got a fucking phone call. Wouldn't it suck if not even Ryan
nobody
fights nobody fights on that fucking weekend? And it's like, it's wide open. I mean, it happened right in May, and Soto and David Benavidez, took the reins at that point and just had the fight there. But
they tried.
I mean, they did it. They just didn't exactly succeed at it, but they fucking did it. What the hell? Two important dates in the boxing calendar, and the second important date, nobody fights on it. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, of course. But
Oscar won't let that happen. If Las Vegas called De La Hoya and told him we've worked it to where Ryan is going to have that date by himself now, whoever worked it that Ryan has that date by himself, Oscar will make Ryan have that date. It just might not be against Conor Benn. Not Virgil Ortiz either. Alex Rocha. Think Alex Rocha.
Yes. They're gonna hit Arnold Barboza up, like, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? What do you think? Let's go ahead and bring those guys back up in here. Be like, hey, Barrios, you want to rematch Barrios? We'll do it right now. Sure.
or who's the young man just lost his 10th pro fight that always fights for De La Hoya? The lightweight JoJo. They're like, hey, JoJo, can you gain some weight? Come on, what's loss number 11? Come on, JoJo.
Right. You'll get paid, and you'll have quite the opportunity to pull off the upset. We'll see what happens in September. But yeah,
I don't see Oscar giving up that
no,
date, dude. If he got told it's Ryan's date now, they're gonna find an opponent.
man, that we thought we were in better hands, boxing fans, Mexican boxing fans, in May with somebody like Benavides and Zurdo. Um, I don't think we're going to be in good hands if they leave that date to fucking Ryan. I don't think
No,
so.
Ryan's not Mexican at all. Ryan's even proven since his win with Barrios. I mean, and not that he's proven, he's just not that guy. He's an American kid.
Yeah,
He's a social media influencer who comes from Southern California. He's got all Southern California traits in him. Like, he's just not that guy. I don't see any of the Mexican fan, like the Mexicans coming over from Mexico and watching this kid fight and spending $20,000 front row for him.
right.
Just don't see. Maybe some influencers, some other guys that are in that YouTube kind of world, but no, not like the Chavez and Barrera and the Morales fans are all going to be like, hey, pack your bags, time to go see Ryan.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, where the hell is he from? Victorville or something?
Yeah,
I forget where the fuck he's from. Yeah, not exactly a hotbed of fucking boxing fans there either. But speaking of influencers, have you heard? I don't know. I sent this to you on, and just a side note on Facebook, but that Jake Paul is considering football now or something like that. Like wanting to go to fucking. That was dumb as fuck. I mean, he doesn't realize it's not like boxing. Anybody can go there.
Yeah, and it's not. You're not purchasing the defenders that you're playing against.
Yeah, right.
In boxing, you can purchase the guy you're fighting.
Right.
So in football, they will fucking light his ass up. He will not. I can guarantee you, he probably doesn't walk off of that first practice field. There will be some safety out there that is like, nah, he will learn today. If he's crippled, he will learn today. That's all they're going to say, right? I mean, that's what that sport is, bro. From a very young age. I know they're trying to change it, but the real guys that play football, they're all about smashing heads, dude. They ain't going to let no fucking kid think he's going to walk on that field and start clowning people. Where you start going like this to some guy's been doing it for 20 years. Yeah, fuck out of here. Come over that middle, bro.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, this kind of had me thinking, like, and I said this from the beginning, and when I read stuff like this, it reinforces it. It confirms it, I should say. A lot of people were on the Jake Paul hype train because him coming into boxing brings a lot of new eyeballs, and that's one of the things that people looked at or pointed to as one of the benefits of having him be in the sport of boxing. But I've said this from the beginning. If tomorrow he says, I want to play professional golf, every single one of his fucking fans will go over and watch him play golf. Very few of them are going to stay to watch boxing. That was, maybe they got the viewership now, but it's not like what people are hoping is that they stick around for other, and become actual boxing fans. Maybe sparingly, rarely that happens, or has happened already. But that came to mind immediately. I'm like, if he goes to NFL, watch how few people of his fans stick around and watch boxing. It occurred to me to bring that up right now when you're talking about influencers.
They were like, what sport can you look hard in, but we can protect that fragile ass jaw that you gave yourself?
Yeah.
Well, if we put a big ass helmet on you, maybe we just run you around in a football's fucking practice field and we'll take some pictures and say you're an NFL guy now. I think his jaw might be the reason why he's going to football. Right.
Yes. So I mean, it's bad enough that it got broken, right? You're fixing it. The doctor is fixing it with the bolts and everything and metal, whatever the hell you have in there. It's like, all right, cool. You can live a normal life. Just stop getting punched in the fucking mouth. Like, oh, well, he has no other choice. He reconstructed the jaw, reinforced it so he can live a regular life from here on out, not go back into the ring and get punched again and get fucked up again.
Yeah. No, I think I highly doubt we're going to be seeing him do any boxing or MMA here shortly. I think that's why he brought up the football thing all of a sudden after this supposed doctor. Didn't he just have his doctor meeting where they were gonna tell him if he was ever gonna fight again?
Oh no, I don't know. Did they really? I
Yeah, I
wasn't
could
paying.
have swore like 2 weeks ago he put it out there on MVP that the new he was about to go get it retested or whatever, and to see where his jaw was at, and now we're on to football. I think that's where his jaw's at.
Right. He's like, so the doctor's like, I don't think you should get punched in the fucking face anymore. He's like, is there any sports that I can do? Like, well, you play football. You got a helmet on.
Yeah,
let's do it.
dude, put a helmet on, maybe one of those real big neck brace things. Yeah, I think we could get a neck brace that maybe can block the chin and be cool on YouTube.
Yeah, no helmet to helmet, you'll be fine. So one of the other stories that Mike Coppinger broke is kind of what you alluded to earlier, Andrew, with like the close to announcements here. It looks like we now have a verbal agreement in place.
Oh, fuck, here we go. The bars
between Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez. According to Mike Coppinger, at least, Teofimo Lopez have agreed and Rolly Romero have verbally agreed to a deal to fight for Romero's WBA welterweight title. Sources tell the Ring Magazine's Mike Coppinger. Now, this time it was not just a verbal agreement, but we do have a date, a target date, and a target city. So maybe that to some degree,
verbal agreement.
On the verbal agreement, yeah. And I can imagine how it goes. Like, what about Texas? Like, Vegas? Vegas. Yeah, we'll do Vegas. You know, that's basically the extent of the verbal
That's
agreement.
where we're at right now.
Yes, that is where we're at. I mean, for as much as where everybody goes to social media, I suppose the verbal agreement is as good as that. But it looks like they're targeting the 22nd of August, so about a month and a half from now, a little bit more, and Las Vegas. That seems to be the case. Lopez and his team did the deal directly with DAZN, sources said. So it looks like it's going to be on DAZN. Of course it is, because that's the home of boxing, if you hear the commercials. But okay. I mean, maybe we're a step closer. They are both agreed to it, at least verbally. And we have ourselves a date, the 22nd of August, and a host city in Las Vegas. No more than a few months ago, we were talking about, a lot of fights not coming to Vegas, all of this shit. Now, it looks like we have 2 in August. It looks like we're going to get Cepeda and Roach here on the 1st of August in Vegas, and then this one on the 22nd. At least the Roach and Cepeda fight is officially official. I'm not sure if they even mentioned the venue, but they said it's definitely going to be the 1st of August and in Las Vegas. Wow. Well, you might have another one. This will be pretty popping August, summer, the last month of the summer, if that is the case and we do get this fight here. Andrew, how confident are you that we're going to get this fight besides the verbal agreement, which was probably a thumbs up text?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great start that both guys want to fight. I like the fight. Let me start off with that too. I do like the fight on paper. I don't think it will live up to what's on paper, but going in, this does look like a good fight, right? You got one multiple division champion stepping in with Rolly, who's had a good line of success here in multiple fights at welterweight. It's a good fight. One, DAZN is a streaming platform, right? They're not a promoter. So I don't know what team Lopez worked out with DAZN rather than, can we put this fight on your platform? Sure. That's a good fight. Great. Did DAZN go, okay, we'll cut you a check? What do you got? What do you want, Team Lopez? We'll give you $5 million. All right, we'll write a check for $5 million right now. I don't think so. So is Eddie Hearn Matchroom working with this fight? Is Bob Arum Top Rank working with this fight? Who is the guy putting the money on the line?
Well,
we know it's not Rolly.
No, well, Rolly. I mean, is Rolly still with PBC? Is he still technically the PBC guy? I don't know how that would work. I forgot if that's the case.
I don't know. That's why I've been like really lost on why we haven't seen a promoter attached to this fight yet. Who is backing this money? I know it's not DAZN. DAZN never used to be. HBO wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? HBO still worked with promoters, man. They didn't go cut side deals. And nobody's cutting Team Lopez $1 million check. I'm sorry. I just don't see them being like, oh yeah, senior. Yeah, we really, your word is golden. Here's your $3 million right here. We'll see you on August. No way. Fucking no way. So I just want to know who's throwing it. And I've been hell of interested in seeing that. Dude, I've seen the posters coming out, all the breaking news, but you're seeing nothing on the promoter. The only thing I seen was what you seen. Team Lopez worked directly with DAZN. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
What's funny? Lopez was ringside for, in the crowd at least, for Zayas and Boots, right? And he was asked about it, and he said, he's down for it. He didn't really specifically said yes, it's done or anything like that, but he did say, yeah, we need to make these fights happen already. We got to stop talking on Twitter and doing all this shit. I agree. We need to stop talking.
I agree.
But now we have a verbal agreement. That's nothing but talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You're literally telling us that that's not how it should be, and we agree. But now we get this that, oh, you talked to DAZN and you talked and you came to some sort of agreement. Where's the pen to paper?
Yep. And where's the guaranteed money?
Mm.
That's what starts everything off. Is someone needs to go, I'll give you this much and I'll give you this much, and that's what usually gets the guys turned on to the fight. For Raleigh and Teofimo, I don't know where they got started besides them two just talking. So I'm waiting to see where their money's coming from. I'm waiting to see what Ryan and Connor Ben are gonna do. I'm waiting to see what Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, who else was in that little mix there? Manny Pacquiao. What the fuck happened? Oh, I guess he was supposed to fight Floyd. That got bumped. Yeah, that fight got bumped too. Another one. So
and that fight was supposed to happen in September too, and now that one's gone. Jeez,
that one's gone.
September's just getting fucked.
Yep.
All right, well, let's go down the rabbit hole momentarily. We'll say this fight, it gets done, right? I'm talking about Rolly and Teofimo. All right, that's a pretty popping fight for Las Vegas. We know Vegas needs the fights. I don't know how many fans these people will bring. I know they each have their following. I might even say that Romero might even have a larger following because of just the way that the person he is. He does generate quite a bit of. He has the charisma, I guess what I'm trying to say, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe he's got a little bit more of a fan base there. But all right, I'm down. Definitely not a T-Mobile type of fight because T-Mobile, you can, they had to basically curtain off some of the higher seats because Benavides and Soto didn't sell the fucking place out. So probably not T-Mobile, more like an MGM Grand type of fight. I'd be down with that one. But okay, this is a pretty popping fight for a Las Vegas Saturday.
Yeah, no, I definitely like it. I like Raleigh in the fight too. I'm still leaning towards Raleigh because I just think he's going to be too big for Lopez. Look, one thing Raleigh can't fall into is the lack of punching. He needs to let his hands go. That was a real letdown that he did with Garcia after dropping him. That fight got real boring when Garcia shelled up. It was almost like Raleigh took that as a victory and was just going through the motions instead of trying to go in there and try to create some real damage or avenue to a knockout victory. I hope with Lopez he lets go of his hands a lot more and don't try to keep this such a close boxing match. But just on size, I think his punches are gonna, even though Lopez is a good boxer, might be outboxing him, the punch damage from Romero is gonna add up by the end of that fight, the end of the 12 rounds.
And I was thinking about both of these guys' athleticism because that seems to be the one thing that kind of gets them. With Raleigh, he's got enough pop, but he's a fucking stocky dude. He's really like fit, and for Teofimo, he's got that speed, even though it's not much combinations, but he's a fucking athletic guy, and you see the way he buzzed the backflips at the end of those fights, right? So the guy can do some shit. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think about Rolly's chin. he can get hit. So I don't know, that part kind of makes me think twice about going with Raleigh for that one. And we still got some time to go. The fight's not even signed, but I'm interested to see who. I mean, I guess Raleigh is the champ, so maybe he will be the favorite. I'm not sure, but I'm interested to see who comes out the favorite, who comes out the underdog, because I don't think just that alone, I don't think is enough for Romero to get the victory. I think Teofimo Lopez's athleticism and his speed is going to play a factor, but it definitely interested if the fight does take place, because I'm down. Enough talking already. Let's just go ahead and get in the ring. Jeez. All right. This other one was we kind of brought it up, briefly earlier, but Turki Usyk has said that in a recent post, has basically said, he's, because of his ailment, of his condition, he's trying to make things happen, bring some sort of truce or peace, like, if you can imagine the movie The Warriors, where I forget the dude's name, but he's like, "Can you dig it?" Right, and he's bringing all the gangs of New York to that one park, and he's basically trying to call a truce. He's trying to let everybody know, "Yo, we outnumber the cops here. We can fucking run this place if we just game together." This is what Turk is going to try to do here, basically. I'm going to go ahead and read the quote from last week. He says, "I'll do my best to do a meeting soon between my brothers Dana White, Nick Khan, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and my partners and friends at the Zone." I assume that also includes Oscar De La Hoya, although I'm not entirely sure. He says, and revolution for boxing. That's essentially what he's trying to do. He's trying to make peace and revolution for boxing. He says, "I hope to succeed and boxing fans see the white smoke rise from the chimney. I want to do it before losing my memory. I'm afraid in 2028 or 2029, I'll forget my name." So we know that his illness is severe. Whether or not he's going to be able to survive it doesn't look very good. It looks kind of gloomy. Basically, he's trying to get everybody together. Well, it looks like that's going to happen. From what I've read here, it looks like next week, or actually, this specific article, this post was from Saturday, so maybe they're talking about this week. It looks like there's going to be some sort of promoters summit / meeting, or they will call peace talks amongst promoters, everybody that Turkey there mentioned. When Eddie Hearn was asked about this on this broadcast this last weekend, he had some things to say. He says he's not too keen on it. Basically saying, in there we're going to be talking. We might be having some sort of peace, but once we leave it, it's going to go back to what the fuck it was before. So it's not like we're actually going to get anything done. He doesn't want that. To him, it's almost like no. How we get the best fighting the best is me, with my guy, and I think he does, he's better than that guy, and the competition is what breeds this new, I guess, boxing era. But what breeds the best fighting the best is what I'm trying to say. But he doesn't seem too excited about it. He doesn't think it's really worth doing it, and it kind of is probably a waste of time. But it looks as though we're going to get it this week at some point. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it seems as though it's going to happen this week. Andrew, do you have any confidence that anything good will come out of this? Do you think there's going to be any peace, at least according to what the point of this summit is, between any of these promoters, that will work any better than what we have already?
No, because if I'm anyone but Dana White or Turki Usyk, do I really want Zuffa moving forward in the sport? Turki Zuffa or Dana Zuffa? No. They've already showed their true colors, bro. They don't want you guys. They want your fighters. So if I'm Eddie Hearn, I don't want no fucking peace talk. If anything, I want divide, divide, divide. We already know who you are, Turki, and you're not our friend. You were here to conquer and destroy. You were a wolf in a sheep clothing, right? A fox in the hen house. How I fucking first said this thing. got it off the McDonald's movies. That's why I like that one. You ever seen that McDonald's movie?
The McDonald's movies? No.
Yeah, on how McDonald's got started. Who's the
Michael Keaton? Yeah.
Keaton.
I haven't watched the movie, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the brothers. He says, "You let a fox into the hen house, man. We're screwed." Because it was one of their own that took McDonald's away from them.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, he came in as an investor, and then he ended up just taking it from them.
Wow.
He even built. I want to say at the end, he builds a McDonald's across the street from the very first McDonald's.
Oh shit! All right. I wasn't aware of that. I know what movie you're talking about, but I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, so no, but that's what Turkey was. He's already shown his colors. I know, it sucks what he's going through, and but that doesn't make Eddie Hearn forget what he was trying to do to him about 3 months ago, and what Dana White was brought here to do. You know what I mean? Like, the cat's out of the bag, bro. We already know what you guys are, and they don't want any piece of it. If anything, I don't want to be mean, but I bet you there's a lot of boxing insiders that can't wait until we see if once Turkey does either get healed or memory goes, does boxing go with him? Right? Because if that happens, well, then we're all back to what we used to be doing, and now we're all, Eddie and everyone's fine again. So, I mean, they might be on that little roller coaster already more than, oh, this is the time for us to all come together so we can show Turkey how much we want to give them our sport. The fuck out of here. They weren't even getting anything from it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hear of any payouts or anything going to these guys. Just a bunch of court dates and backstabbing shit going on here. So, no, I do not think talks will go anywhere. Dana White will continue to be odd man out, and Turkey, as long as you're overpaying, you're invited to the dance. That's it.
I'm going to read this caption here from the Instagram account, Box Live app. Eddie Hearn is heading to Turkey Al-Sheikh's promoters peace talks next week. This summit is critical for finalizing the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight, bringing together key figures like Dana White and Frank Warren. Discussions will tackle the ongoing disputes over who leads the promotion and where the mega fight will ultimately take place, a big step towards making AJ versus Fury happen. So it seems as though it's not so much bringing all the promoters together to make this work. It's more like, all right, who's gonna have to lay claim? Who's gonna be able to lay claim to say, yeah, I'm the guy that's running the show specifically for AJ and Fury? I guess maybe according to this, maybe Oscar's not even involved. Maybe Oscar's not even invited, because the way I initially understood it is he's trying to bring everybody together. And if everybody who's on DAZN, which includes Oscar, he'll be part of it. I've yet to hear if Oscar will be there at all. But it seems as though this is more so to try to finalize AJ Fury than it is trying to bring all the damn promoters together.
Yeah, no, most likely that's what this is about, because they've been working on that fight for a while now. That's not new. That's not a new project there. It's probably one they're trying to get closed on. So yeah, and I mean, Dana White's the front guy for Zuffa or not. I mean, once again, the cat's out of the bag on that situation too, right? You're just like a Dana White nut hugger if you're walking around town going, you see Dana White's the promoter of Fury versus AJ. He's not. He's not the promoter of that, just like he wasn't the promoter of of Canelo versus Crawford. He's just not. He has nothing to do with these fights, man. This is, I don't know, this is for the casuals. It really is for the new Zuffa eyeballs that don't know what the fuck's going on in boxing. But old news. That's all old news. And really, like Eddie said, we're in month 7 now. We're in month 7. Yeah. Where's their fucking league? They said they were starting a league, dude. Valenzuela just had his second fight in his league. Yes. And I gotta say, he got away with he knocked that guy out on the ground. I'm watching the highlight. The guy is clearly on the ground. He takes a left hand and goes face plant into the canvas. That's a punch on the ground. What's going to happen about that? It's not the UFC, but I mean, I don't know, man. That's as clear as day right there. I'm watching it. I got it on the loop right now. The guy, he gets him the perfect right hook, wobbles him, one knee, left hand, face plant into the canvas. Nah, dude, you hit him on the ground, man. That's not a victory at all. So whatever. They'll probably look past it, and all of the media will go, "Oh, fucking that Ryo kid is hella tight."
It's like he forgot for a second that it was a boxing fight and not like an MMA fight, and started fucking cracking the dude while he's down. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and not only does he crack him though, he makes that dude go fucking limp.
Yeah,
like the dude literally does a face plant into the canvas, bro. It's not a good look. The ref just starts counting.
Yeah,
that's so fucked up. Dude's all, "Did you see when you can't me?"
Yes.
Say shut up, motherfucker. Dana White to shut up. It
was like Roy Jones and Montel Griffith, right? For a brief second, Griffith on the way down was like, hey, boom, and then just bam, right? I mean, that's essentially what we saw here. Like, damn near him complaining to the referee, his fucking eyeballs going all over the place. Like, where the fuck is the ref? Like, it's too late at that point. But yes, that did happen. Edwin De Los Santos got knocked the fuck out in the rematch because they fought once before, and he actually knocked Alonso out. But payback, I guess, even if it comes illegally, is a bitch, I suppose, huh? But we'll see what comes of this summit. If it happens, I don't know what good will come of it. Do you think,
Miguel, for 7 months? For 7 months, Miguel, we have been talking about rumors and potentials. We're on month 7, bro. Can we at least say he was wrong when he said this is going to be easy?
See, I don't know, because the thing is, a few shows ago, when we hear stuff happening, I mean, I forgot what it was specifically, but even you says like, shit, is this what he meant when he said this is going to be easy? Like, is that what he meant? I mean, maybe there are some stuff that has been easy, and there's some stuff that hasn't been easy. So I don't know if you'll ever get him to admit that he was fucking wrong.
But I think it might have been like the Conor Ben. You done?
Yeah. No, I'm listening. Yeah.
It might have been the Conor Ben Ryan Garcia signing that has still not been truly signed. I don't know. We're not seeing a lot out of Zuffa, dude. Tyson Fury signed with Turkey. Yet people on the internet ran and said, "Oh, he signed with Zuffa." But if you read Tyson Fury's tweet, it says nothing about Zuffa. Very strange.
It says the opposite. He literally says Turkey till the end.
Yes.
I mean, how much more, definitive statement do you need than that? At no point did he say Dana. He did say, "I'll let Dana make the announcement." Like, that's all he's good for. It's like, yeah, I'll let this fucker, say it out because he's the front man. But whether or not he's in charge behind the doors is another story.
Yeah, I mean, Shakur. Some of these guys, we talk about these signings, like. What could be so hard that it's taken 7 months to sign Shakur Stevenson? That guy was not a ticket seller, bro. He's not moving the needle over at Nike. Sorry, it's not like they're working a deal with And1 to get Shakur Stevenson.
No, you don't think he's gonna make his own boxing shoes like the Shakurs? No.
Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like you would. I don't know. Thought it would have been easy. We're in month 7.
Yeah. If it was this easy, why do we need a fucking summit for us to like decide where who's gonna control AJ and Fury? I thought you had it already. Like, why do we need to have another conversation? I thought it's already yours. It's in the bag. No.
That has to be that's where they're going to start paying people to put people in place. It has to be for extra money, dude. The summit isn't about. It's about how can we get Dana involved in this fight, and that's where Frank Warren and probably Eddie Hearn give a price. That's the only thing I can think. The only thing that makes shit go around this place is money, right? Why would you let another dude? It's another middleman. Who wants another middleman? Why do I want another percentage taker in my pot? Okay, well, here, let me juicing up the pot. All right, well, fuck, take what you want then. Just make sure you put it in.
Yeah. It's like putting another guy in makes my slice smaller. Like, no, we'll keep your slice the same. All right, cool. All right, we're good then.
Then he's in. Yeah. All phony money, monopoly money.
I don't want anything bad to happen to Turkey, but I'm curious to see what would happen when he's no longer around and the money isn't the same anymore. I know boxing will keep rolling, I get it, but it's not like boxing was in the best position before he came in here. I'm not saying it's better now, but I'm saying at least better for the fighters because they're getting big old paydays. But we're still removed from HBO. We're still removed from Showtime. We're all under the DAZN banner, and we see fights like last night. I mean, the main fight was good, but I was
under the DAZN banner.
Yes.
So I was in Reno, Nevada this morning. Guess what wasn't shown last night? Yeah, dude. I don't even think I can go there for boxing anymore. Well, unless I'm doing it my own way, going to my room and watching it. I don't think I can go to the casinos for boxing anymore. This is like what the third.
Hold on. Oh, well, okay, this is kind of a weird one, but this Saturday, 4th of July weekend, we have Abdullah Mason on TNT. Now, I'm not saying you got to drive to Reno for this, but do you think that TNT, that sounds like a regular NBA game, no?
I don't think. Oh, okay. Maybe you're right because the NBA is already on TNT. The sportsbook might have that channel, but I was going to just say the sportsbook they don't have direct TV. You know what I'm saying? They've got channels for sports, but that could be, there could be something there. Maybe they will show it, but yeah, bro, no, they weren't showing it. And the guy straight up said, he was like, nope, DAZN is pay-per-view and we're not doing pay-per-view anymore. He goes, I'll show you. And he looked it up on the menu. He goes, that's the channel. That's the fight. He put it on and it said, you must pay. It had to, call and he goes, we're not doing that anymore. I was like, fuck, this is like the third fight, dude. Because I told you, even one of the Canelo fights, we kind of had to beg them and fucking fight with them to get it put on. So it even started back then. Yeah, it's not looking good for boxing and sports books, though. So they literally have a fucking game that they're taking money on, and then they don't even show you. I just can't believe they get away with this shit, dude.
Yeah, no, that's a bummer because I miss those days. And maybe this deal with TNT is something. I don't know if it'll have this particular fight because it's going to be Abdullah Mason, who isn't exactly a household.
Yeah, no one's going to
fight yet. But it's going to be on regular TNT. I wonder if that just flip it on, just to fucking leave it on there because it's on TNT. Because it's going to be on DAZN as well. It's going to be the regular DAZN subscription. But if you happen to not have it, you can watch it on regular TNT. At least that's my assumption because that's the way they made it seem. So maybe there's hope there. Maybe next time they'll put a much more important fight on TNT, and maybe this is kind of just testing the waters to see how things are, and maybe testing the interest from places like sportsbooks and shit like that.
They have to get this right. Do you know how many fans could have been made on just those 6 rounds that Zayas and
right? Yes.
Gave?
How many regular fans? Yeah.
Can you imagine how loud the gamblers would have been? Everyone else would have been like, what's going on over there? What is that? And then just see these 2 dudes rock 'em, sock 'em, fucking throwing down the way they were throwing down. We need to get back into the casinos somehow.
Yeah.
It's a major, it doesn't even look like a professional sport right now when we're literally being laughed at by the fucking sports book. Like, you guys still watch that sport, huh? There's this new thing called MMA. Like, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. How about that? No, I'm just kidding.
It's actually on the other TV right over there if you want to turn over there.
Yeah, you already have it on. I've got it there. You're not talking about that MMA stuff?
You're not talking about the cage stuff where they just, they poke each other's eyes out? Yeah, that's what it is. Did I send you that thing about that one like small restaurant owner who had the fucking UFC card and it got sued? Like she as I understand it, she has a Paramount subscription. They're paying for the Paramount subscription, so they put it on the motherfucking thing. And apparently, some dude came in and like, I guess I don't know how they heard about it before because I don't know the whole story. But
They got
apparently,
ratted.
yeah,
No, she has a fucking rat in her family.
but that's what I'm
That's
saying.
all
Like,
that is.
how is it? I mean, yes, even if they rat, how is that illegal? She's paying for the subscription. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, how much did they not? I mean, are they? Is that what it is? They're missing out on all the fucking subscriptions of all the
Yeah,
people that
remember
have
what
been at home.
Remember how I told you how closed circuit goes, bros? When you call for a closed circuit venue, they take the capacity of your building, dude, and charge you, say, $10 per head of whatever that. They charge you the size of your building as if you were selling out, and then they take that number and they go put that on closed circuit buys. We just got 1,000. You don't know if 1,000 people are gonna show up to that fucking building or not, but. That's how and that's why you need the closed circuit venues to really get these numbers to go through the roof, because you've got situations where people are paying for, buildings that can hold a few hundred people, and that adds up pay-per-view buys really fast. So that's what she didn't do. She didn't call Paramount or whoever her closed circuit supplier is and go, I have a bar. My bar fits 500 people. And I'm showing the UFC fight Saturday. How you guys feel about that?
Like, we're gonna make a killing on beer and wings, and you all getting you're getting $6.99 for this month. How do you feel about that? Shit. Oh boy.
They're trying to call Dana.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we're gonna call Daddy Dana. You best believe he's gonna fucking make his way to make sure that those buckets of beers are, $80. As opposed to just $10 a head.
Because Miguel, sometimes those clothes. When I used to go to the bars, it'd be $10 to get in, and you had to buy 2 drinks. So I mean, you're looking,
really?
Yeah,
I remember there being like I thought it was one or the other, either a certain amount, a minimum at the table, or at the whatever the reservation, or just $10 right off the bat. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they don't. And you know what? Maybe if you're just some guy standing there, but if you get tables, if you get a seat at the bar, no, you have to drink, you have to eat. You're doing something. You're not just spending $10 and then sitting there with the Coke in your hand for 3 hours, taking up, the bar's seat at that table. So I'm just saying they do make a killing on big fights when you got a whole thing that's packed. I feel bad for the girl. I know she said, she doesn't have that type of money. You got to know what business you're in. The whole I didn't know. I just don't like that excuse. Most of us average Joes can't run with that during the day. You're the boss. Right? You're supposed to have a little bit more than I didn't know. Huh. Couldn't do that.
And who the fuck is the hater that ratted out? Like,
she's seen her making a grip, dude.
Huh?
It was one of her family members that seen her making a grip.
Damn. It's the closest ones to you that fucking turn their backs on you.
Someone's husband said, your cousin makes a lot of money. Why don't you do like her?
Yeah, fuck that bitch. No, just kidding. Hey, your cousin just got herself a BMW. You know that? Like, how the hell is she? Doesn't she work isn't she a waitress at this restaurant? Isn't she a small time? It's like, yeah, but somehow, she makes a fucking killing every time she puts this bucket of beer at the table. Oh boy.
I don't know if it was family or not, but it was someone close. Maybe they fired the waiter or something, right? And he was like, "Oh, I know what they've been doing every Saturday."
Yeah, like FBI, hello. It's like that damn warning that comes on before the pay-per-views. Well, not anymore, but it's like, it's strictly prohibited, the reproduction, the redistribution of someone's without the express written consent of the NFL or whatever the fuck it is. One of those kind of things. I'm sure they hit him. I was like, yeah. Do I get a reward for ratting people out?
I love how you said, I give you $6.99 a month.
Yeah, about that. I got the cheap one. I don't even have the ones without the ads. I'm paying $6.99 a month.
20,000 on Saturday.
Yes, exactly. And we're gonna host next week's event too. I'll write it. All right. I think that covers pretty much everything I wanted to talk about on today's show. Andrew, anything else we want to add to this mix here before we call it an evening?
I looked it up. It does look like the Bears are moving from the state of Illinois to Indiana.
Oh, run! I think one state over.
Yeah, but it's still another state. That's not like the Niners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Niners went from San Francisco to Santa Clara, and I'm giving them a hard time. These guys literally fucking literally. I know it's only like 35 minutes, it says away, but it's still another state. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
And don't they have the Colts already? Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? So they already have, why the fuck are they gonna have? Wow.
Yeah.
No, did it say what city specifically in Indiana, or no? Just in Indiana?
Probably. I didn't get it. I was just a little thrown off that it's a whole nother state. I was like, oh shit, that's not like the Niners. I'd be hella mad if I was a fucking Bears fan.
It's still 35 minutes away. No, okay.
I know exactly. That's what you got to lean on, you know. But as a fan who, like, when you're with the team because of location more than the team logo, it kind of fucking sucks when you take that team out of the location. That's what held everyone there to it. You know what I mean? It was the neighborhood. It's my uncles, my grandfather. Like, this is generational fucking fan base because of the city and the team, not just the fucking team, you know? So that's what sucks with football doing all these moves everywhere, or any professional team, really. But does it give...
I think I found it.
There you go.
Hammond, Illinois, Indiana. Hammond, Hammond, Indiana. This is what AI pulled up. Chicago Bears are moving forward with plans to potentially build a new stadium and entertainment district in Hammond, Indiana. Never heard of Hammond, Indiana. I've been to a couple of small cities there, South Bend, Elkhart. I have been to the southern point of Indiana, but I've never heard of Hammond. Is it a hotbed for fucking football fans? I don't know, but they're going to be building something there, a project backed by $1 billion in incentives. Oh, wow. Boy. Wow. Would they be the Hammond Bears or the Indiana Bears? I don't know which one they'd be, but doesn't have the same ring, does it? Okay, well, that's going to do it for us. We will be back Wednesday, as we generally are. Of course, a show before the 4th of July weekend. But we'll definitely see what happens between now and then. Maybe we have the summit tomorrow and we'll get some sort of update for you guys. Or maybe we get a finalization on fucking Rolly Romero and Teofimo. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But yes.
And Garcia has doubled down again, saying they should be announcing Conor Benn versus Garcia this week, like they were last week. I think the week before that, but we're this week though now, Miguel. So announcement coming this week.
Maybe we get lucky and we get official announcement for 3 fucking fights. Fury and AJ, and Teofimo and Rolly and Garcia Conor. All right. So that is going to do it for us today. We appreciate you guys, as always, with your patience. We will be back Wednesday, as we normally are, with any more information we can get from you guys. But until then, for my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapiche, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Migs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you once more for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Peace.